Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, my neighbor.
Good morning to life.
Good morning.
Music, talk, inspiration, in perspective.
Express yourself.
Good morning, my neighbor.
Citi FM, your station.
It's a refreshing lifestyle.
Citi FM 97.3.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
It's 33 after 6, Tuesday morning, June 23, 2026. This is 97.3 Citi FM. It's a good time to pull up Ben's affairs. Kashik Baye, Miss Molobi, Kakwe Uhe Kra, a jacket, something. Yeah. This is simply. The words of the Lord to Jacob. Do not be afraid, for I am your God. Do not be dismayed, for I am with you. I will strengthen you with my righteous right hand. I will uphold you and I will strengthen you with my righteous right hand. There are days like today when perceived underdogs will meet legacy establishments in a contest, whether it's a little startup against an international, multinational corporation, all bidding for a contract, or it's a nation, 33 million people showing up against An established nation with a long tradition of exploits. Today, the Black Stars come up against England in the ongoing World Cup. As you know, England's record versus Africa shows that they've played 8 matches across 4 continents, 5 wins, 3 draws. 5 wins, 3 draws. They've played Morocco, they've drawn. Egypt, they've won. Cameroon, they've won after extra time. Tunisia, they won. Nigeria, they drew. Algeria, draw. Tunisia, win. Senegal, win. And today, they come up against the Black Stars of Ghana. The message is simple. We are supporting the Black Stars. We are bringing home the glory. We are bringing victory home. So wherever you are, raise your body. Raise your body. We are supporting the Black Stars. We are going for victory. Oh yeah. And let this permeate your team also. That'll be the whole story this morning. There's no room for doubt, no room for fear. So, we are winning this one.
For 4 million.
Oh, you said we will draw.
Oh, for 4 million. Like a draw for where?
We will win that team.
Why you think that we go there to draw?
We didn't go to play.
We are not artists to go
they
to draw.
say Hurricane will be there. And Jude Bellingham will be there.
We will see the hurricane emerging from Ghana.
Thomas Partey will commit.
He will make us party.
He will make sure that there's a hurricane on the pitch. That's the whole point this morning. So rise up. Show up, rise up for the occasion. That's the message for you and businesses this morning. It's brought to you by Absa. Going green is not just about saving the planet. It can save you real money. Install solar panels, cut down your power costs, get an electric vehicle and reduce what you spend getting around. Switch to energy efficient equipment and lower the cost of running your home or business. And the best part, Absa Bank can help you finance all of it. The Absa Green Finance Loan gives you what you need to make it happen. So walk into any of our branches, ask about the Absa Green Finance Loan today and say yes to a greener tomorrow. Your story matters, Absa. Now the news review is brought to you by Fidelity Bank. Your salary deserves better. Switch to Fidelity Bank today. Enjoy amazing benefits from lower interest rates, higher loan amounts, personalized financial support, and a smile that lasts. It's time to switch and smile wider with the Fidelity Bank. Learn more. Call us 0800 003355. FidelityBank.com.gh is where to visit. Our socials, Fidelity Bank GH. Fidelity Bank, believe with us. No, so Sky, the Vim be say we they win that thing. Oh, that be the whole story. No, it's no buts.
Oh, we have gone there to win, though. We have not gone there to be drawing. That's not the reason why we.
But they say if we draw, our chances are bright. Eh?
You know, like we don't just stay inside. You know, they say, oh, we too. No. Yeah. We are there to register.
Yes.
To show that we are among the best, the very best. Yes.
Thank you. Yes.
There may be times you will see a few difficulties here and there, but that is not it. That is life. Even yesterday, my man Messi is poor penalty. Yeah. So what it tells you is that we are human. Yeah. You know, there will be a few challenges here and there. But we are winning.
We are winning.
That is the what you.
How come? Are you as optimistic?
Oh,
that
of course, we are winning. You know we are the Black Stars, right?
Yes.
And the England, they are the Lions, right? You know when a light shines so bright, you know what happens? It tames the lions. They can't see anything. This evening, it will shock you. It will shock you. 3-0 straight.
Pali.
No, I heard the person say that the British they have 3 lions. We have 33 million lions. We
have heart. We are supporting other people. We will respond to all the atrocities that they committed.
Reparatory justice will start.
So yeah, challenge sorry for back as we pray, because all of these moves, there has to be, you have to back them. Yeah, so let me hear you say amen. Send your message, you say amen. And if you are here to come and cause confusion, we will deal with you. We don't want any confusion. We don't
0539-986-996.
That's right.
Yes. Send your prayers and motivation for the Black Stars.
Right.
Yes. While we get into the newspapers.
Yes.
Ghanaian Times.
Yes, Ghanaian Times says this morning, historic World Cup clash. Can Black Stars tame the three lions? Comes with a question mark, and I'm telling you, yes, is the response to this particular question. On the front page of the Ghanaian Times, comes with a photograph of Antoine Semenyo and Caleb Yerenchi. They are leading the line. Also on the front page this morning, Central Region floods kill 18. This is a tragic one. And displace dozens. And then another story here says suspend rent increases or face legal action.
Oh, my man is back.
Brutal. Acting rent commissioner warns hostel operators.
Okay, the Daily Graphic newspaper, they also start with the Black Star story. Ghana, England, cliffhanger. They settle old scores tonight.
Yes.
They have photos of Antoine Semenyo and then guess who? Harry Kane. Brutal. On the front page. And then in some other stories, floods claim 18 lives in the central region. That story will be found on page 13 of the Daily Graphic. And then NDC names headquarters after Rollins.
Let me take you to the Chronicle. Big story. Ajua Safo shooting saga. Or it's actually Safo Akofena.
Akofena.
Yes, in police custody. 2 pistols, cache of ammunition recovered. He's seen here on the front page wielding what appears to be 2 umbrellas, put together, and in some red calico, if I can call it that. Also, the front page this morning, Sarima. Forgive me. It's actually Berima, the print somewhere. Reconnects with constituents.
Okay. The Daily Guide newspaper this morning. UTAG threatens strike over welfare issues. That is captured here on the front page. They also have a Dubois-Hene trial. Investigator details how 49.1 million Ghana cedis moved to private account. And then Ajua Safo shooting incident, the inside story. They have captured that on page 3. And then NDC renames headquarters as JJ Rollins House. And then tension rocks Bantama NPP over electoral album.
Let me take you to the New Republic. Yoko opens Eduboahin's rap sheet, reveals how couple moves from $7 million cyber fund into a phantom bureau's account, spend blown cash, and quietly close the account to wipe off evidence. There must be some grammar issues there. Also, the front page this morning, NDC renames headquarters Rawlings House as Mahama seeks unity. But I think the artist could have done better, or the person who did the sculpture
wasn't close enough.
That's my space, so I have the.
Okay, in the headlines, let me let me end with the Overseer newspaper. And NDC Annes Rollins renames national headquarters after him. And then Parliament to engage DRIP Secretariat over flood damaged roads in Eastern Region. And then private security firms cannot legally arm guards for self-protection, coming in from Dr. Adam Bona. And then police summon Kujo Safo Akofena over shooting incident involving former Dom Kwabenya MP.
Finally, the Economy Times says banks face remittance cleanup as BOG deadline looms. Also, latest PPI data warns of possible rise in headline inflation, and falling global rice prices test Ghana's import quota plan. So let's take off this morning. Big story.
Let me take you online quickly. Okay. NPP will survive even if Kennedy Japan leaves. This is Kwadwo Poku, energy analyst and former presidential aspirant speaking. Tariff hikes, a disincentive to manufacturing and industrial growth. This is Fatbag speaking, and in the central region, NADMO to fumigate affected communities, and electricity tariffs up. 3.49%, water 0.85%, effective July 1. Kwajo Safo, 2 others arrested over Adra Safo shooting incident. Debutants defying expectations at World Cup. This is Sami Bartels invite Kennedy Japan to the table. Kwajo Poku still. And the current Black Star squad, not Ghana's weakest team. This is Michael Oti Eje and Central Region floods. Building collapse kills 18, displaces 5,000. That's the story there. If you go to channel1newsonline.com, Accra clean up Accra conducts fumigation exercise at Wager dam site. Police arrest Akufena, 2 others over Adra Safo shooting incident. And the family spokesperson says she was the target for elimination. We're told on the Channel 1 market price barometer, June 2026, that tomatoes, plantain, and onions record price pressures.
Yeah, man.
There are more stories here. If you go to the High Street Journal, PURC announces third quarter tariff hikes. Why low utility costs are crucial for Ghana's competitive edge. That's the story here. If you go to my journal online, there is more on the Adra Safo and brother issues. And then also quickly to the BBC, we are hearing here that Andy Burnham has been sworn in as new MP after Keir Starmer announces resignation. And on CNN, the market's move may hinge on one country absent from... Okay, the actual headline here is that the future of oil prices may depend on China. That's the big one. And Lionel Messi makes history as World Cup's all-time top scorer.
Yeah, now watch it happen.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us about the Black Stars.
Yes.
Okay, the Black Stars. Let me start with Ghana-England cliffhanger as they settle all scores tonight. Now, the story by Peter Saba starts on the front page of the Daily Graphic. Enigmatic Ghana Black Stars face a tough test in their 2026 FIFA World Cup campaign against former colonial masters England in a highly anticipated Group L cliffhanger at Foxborough, Boston at 8 p.m. tonight. The Black Stars head into this destiny-defining encounter seeking a historic victory that could secure them a much-needed qualification to the knockout stage with a game to spare.
Beautiful.
Meanwhile, if you go to the back page, Thomas Asante is assuring Ghanaians that we are ready to die for Ghana.
Yes.
Story by Peter Saba. Now, Black Stars winger Brandon Thomas Asante has pledged that Ghana's players will give everything on a pitch for the country, describing the opportunity to wear the national jersey as a privilege and an answered prayer.
Yes.
The 27-year-old who was born in Milton Keynes played a crucial role in Ghana's opening victory over Panama at the 2026 FIFA World Cup, providing the assist for Caleb Uenchi's dramatic late winner.
Beautiful. And Otieje has said something.
She says the England game number 1, he says the team we are going to face them with is not the weakest.
Yes.
And that England game not a make or break for Ghana. Story says the Michael Otieje, General Manager for Sports at Media General, believes Ghana's chances of progressing in the ongoing 2026 FIFA World Cup will remain intact, even if the Black Stars suffer defeat against England.
Please, come on. Come on,
No, we are coming up against a opposition.
That even if
You don't want to consider it at all.
No.
Winning mentality.
Yes. I hope Ghana doesn't lose against England tomorrow, which is today. But if we lose, Ghana still goes into the game against Croatia with a big opportunity to reach the next stage. He said,
We have
according
to
to
win
him,
now.
the possibility of qualification, regardless of the outcome against England, could allow the Black Stars to approach the match with less pressure. So that's what Otieje is saying. That's some sucker for me going into the game that win, draw, lose, we still have better chances. But of course, we are hoping for a win. At least I'm seeing some 1-0. Or...
God bless you. You are speaking with faith. You know,
some
very, very well. Coming from you.
Yes, 1-0.
I'm sure you've looked into, So, but those of you who are still not sporting the Black Stars jersey, please go back home and change before you go back to work. And stop nonsense, you don't want to see, including my man here in the studio. I'll sack him right now. But let's come back to other issues that are troubling us back home. If you go to page 3 of the Ghanaian Times, there's a sad story there. Central Region flood killed 18, and the floods killed 18 and displaced dozens of people. The story is from David O. Yaboy Tete from Cape Coast in the Ghanaian Times says a total of 18 deaths have been recorded so far following torrential rains that swept across 13 districts within the central region over the weekend. Now, also 58 buildings have collapsed. 58 buildings collapsed. That's a lot.
Huge.
Due to the heavy rains and floods. Now, the Central Regional Director of NADMO, Mr. Kwesi Dawood, said the deaths were recorded or caused by flooding, drowning, fallen trees, landslides, and mudslides recorded across the affected areas. Now, speaking at the press briefing in Cape Coast, he noted that Cape Coast recorded 6 deaths, made up of 5 from drowning and 1 from a building collapse. Now, Goma Central recorded 2 deaths from drowning, while Mfansiman recorded 1 drowning. Now, he added that Chifo Atimokwa recorded 1 drowning death, Upper Denchra West recorded 3 drowning deaths, Makona West recorded 1 drowning death, and Upper Denchra East recorded 2 drowning deaths. Now, Mr. Dawood also disclosed that 58 buildings collapsed across the region as a result of the heavy rains and flooding. This is really a terrible one. And we wish the families affected our condolences, and we hope that something drastic will happen as to ensure that these things do not repeat themselves.
Okay, from one tragedy to the other, we are told that 6 killed and 34 rescued in multiple road crashes across Volta. Story Daily Guide, page 13, from Daniel K. Orlando from home. Now, 6 people have lost their lives, while 34 others were rescued following a series of road traffic accidents recorded across the Volta region on Sunday, June 21, according to the Ghana National Fire Service. Now, the incident occurred at separate locations in the region, prompting swift emergency responses from personnel of the Ghana National Fire Service and the emergency agents. Now, the first set of accidents occurred along the Todome stretch near Peve on the Peki-Peve Road. A rescue team from the Peki Fire Station responded to 2 simultaneous crashes after receiving a distress call at approximately 12:53 p.m.
Right, and on the shooting of Address for 6 private security personnel to face court on June 23, story says that 6 private security personnel allegedly involved in the shooting incident that left former Dom Kwabenya, Member of Parliament Sarah Address for injured are expected to be arraigned on Tuesday, June 23, according to lawyer for the Christo Asafo Mission, Nana Kofi Safo Kantanka. The incident, which disrupted a secession-related event within the Christo Asafo family and heightened tensions over the leadership of the mission, is currently under police investigations. Guys, there's going to be an increase in utility tariffs. PURC has raised electricity tariff by 3.49%, water by 0.85%, and that's effective July 1, a couple of days from here. Abigail authorized that consumers across Ghana will pay more for electricity and water from July 1, 2026, following a new tariff review by the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission. The commission announced that electricity tariffs will increase by 3.49%, while water tariffs will rise by 0.85%. According to PRC, their adjustments form part of its regular quarterly review process, which takes into account changes in economic and operational factors that affect utility service providers. I see an article here on the High Street Journal that says why low utility costs are crucial for Ghana's competitive edge. So it's an article that says that according to the commission, the hikes were driven primarily by a 0.2 depreciation of the cedi against the dollar, calculated at weighted average. It goes on to give you why it's doing this, but the economy will feel the pinch. And while PURC maintains that the tariff adjustments are necessary to sustain the financial viability of the two companies, the increases add to the mounting cost pressure facing businesses across the economy, and manufacturers, agro-processors, SMEs are, raising concerns over this particular increase that has
talking about that's right. I mean, talking about matters having to do with how we live in this country. Page 12 of the Ghanaian Times has the story. I'm returning to the Ghanaian Times. Suspend rent increases or face legal action. Acting Rent Commissioner warns hostel operators. The story is by Eugene Ampiao, and it says that the Acting Rent Commissioner of Ghana, Mr. Frederick Opoku, has directed all hostel operators across the country to suspend any planned rent increases, warning that defaulters would face legal action as the government intensifies enforcement of rent laws. Now, the directive forms part of a broader campaign by the Rent Control Department to regulate accommodation charges, protect tenants from exploitation, and ensure compliance with existing housing regulations. Now, speaking at a press conference in Accra yesterday, Mr. Opoku stated that hostel operators who had issued notices of rent increments after the department's directive must withdraw them immediately. Now, he added that students and tenants should disregard such notices and report offenders to the Rent Control Department. And Mr. Opoku also announced plans to register all landlords nationwide to improve accountability and strengthen the administration of rent-related matters.
Okay, from one Opoku to the other, and the Agric Minister, Dr. Eric Opoku, is saying that Ghana food import cost Ghana $3 billion every year. Story, the Daily Guide, page 9, by Florence Adom Asamoah. The Minister for Food and Agriculture, Eric Opoku, has announced that the country spends $3 billion on the importation of food yearly. Speaking at a visit to the P&A Africa Food International Limited, he explained that the amount spent on food importation creates jobs for the people outside, which enables them to expand their production. He said, so Ghana spends $3 billion, quote, Ghana spends $3 billion on the importation of food. That $3 billion goes outside to our country to create jobs for the people there. So they are able to expand because when they produce, the Ghanaian people will buy.
Okay, so let's stay with matters of importation and related matters. If you go to the Economy Times, there's a story there that says falling global rice prices test Ghana's import quota plan. Elikem Deseu says that Ghana's planned rice import quota policy is facing an early market test as global rice prices soften, raising fresh questions about how government can protect local producers without increasing costs for consumers. Now, the proposed policy announced by the Minister for Food and Agriculture, Eric Opoku, seeks to link the privilege of importing rice to verifiable support for, the story continues on page 9, domestic production. Now, under the plan, rice importers will be required to show evidence of procurement deals, partnerships or investment arrangements with local rice growers before receiving approval to import. Now, government says the policy is intended to strengthen Ghana's domestic rice value chain, create a guaranteed market for farmers, and reduce the country's heavy reliance on imported rice. This appears to be a very interesting policy proposal, and we need to look into it at some point. And also, let me say quickly on the same page, Elikep Desu has another story that says banks face remittance cleanup as BOG deadline looms. Quickly, let me tell you about the first two paragraphs. Banks, payment service providers, and international money transfer operators are facing a fresh compliance test as the Bank of Ghana tightens oversight of remittance and foreign exchange channels ahead of a July 31 registration deadline. You are interested, please grab a copy of the...
All right.
Okay.
Let me tell you about household pressures, right? Food spending pressures. And the Channel 1 market price barometer for June indicates that tomatoes, plantain, and onions record price pressure. So household food spending pressure intensified in June as renewed increases in tomatoes, plantain, and onions and imported rice outweighed declines in selected staples, pointing to an even price movement across Accra's urban food basket. This is according to the latest Channel 1 market price barometer, June 2026 household food staples index.
Quickly, some politics. So the NDC yesterday held a ceremony in Accra to rededicate their headquarters and to name it after former president and founder of the party, Jerry Rawlings. You find that story on page 6 of the New Republic. The story is by Philip Anto. Quickly, the National Democratic Congress is taking a decisive step to cement the legacy of his founder, Flight Lieutenant Jerry Rawlings, renaming his Adabraka headquarters to Rawlings House and unveiling a bust in his honor. But beneath the pomp and pageantry of yesterday's ceremony lay a more urgent political message from President John Dramani Mahama: the party must remain united.
Right. Fast track the reintroduction of road tolls Cats International is urging the government. That's just a headline I'll leave you with on channel1newsonline.com. So catch that for more details. But
Charlie,
today we are winning.
No, when we come for Jama for the plaza, we for Jama.
Yeah.
Then we
No,
call
when
them
we win the
make
game, PRC should cancel the increase. In
The increase.
What do you think?
That's for this
That'd be
year.
right.
That would be a good one.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's
Before you
biggest
go.
conversation.
Andrea, challenge these days, new level crown. Where did you pass?
Me, pass somewhere. I just switched for a better life. I switched for comfort. Look, your salary deserves better.
Switch?
Yeah.
How do you mean?
I switched my salary account to Fidelity Bank, and that's my jackpot. I get higher loan amounts with lower interest rates, as well as personalized financial support. They gave me a loan to expand my side hustle, and the terms are just flexible.
Wow.
Your salary deserves better.
Oh, my salary deserves better, Pa. You see the way you are smiling wide? Yes, I will switch and smile wider. Your salary deserves better. Switch to Fidelity Bank today and enjoy lower interest rate, car and home loan, personalized financial support, and a smile that lasts. Switch and smile wider. Fidelity Bank. Believe with us.
If I believe with us, Fidelity. If I know I day your side, Fidelity.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
It's time for business. Nashika joins us. Oh, you're just where are just today?
Nah.
Are you supporting us? Are you for us or you're against us?
I'm not for or against. I'm just there.
Are we winning or not?
I hope you win. I'm definitely not going to watch the
You
game,
hope
but
you win.
I hope. I mean, if you win, all well and good.
Okay, you there. Go to the business. Hey, sister.
Hello and welcome to the breakfast edition of the City Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, EcoBank, and Goil PLC. Goil, good energy. Coming up, Bost Energies Limited, the bank's claims of fuel contamination at its Kumasi depot. Also in the bulletin, Accra Metropolitan Assembly recovers 42,000 cedis in property rates on day one of its revenue mobilization exercise. And later, household food expenditure pressures intensifies in June 2026. I'm Nashika Caesar. Let's settle for the details of our stories now. Bost Energies Limited has dismissed reports alleging fuel contamination at its Kumasi depot, describing the publication as false, inaccurate, and misleading. In a statement issued on June 22, 2026, the company said the reports misrepresented an isolated incident involving a tanker truck suspected of transporting adulterated petroleum product to the depot.
According to Bost Energies, depot personnel detected anomalies in a tanker truck with registration number GN 8887-18 during routine operational and quality assurance checks. The company said immediate control measures were implemented after the product raised concerns. Bost Energy stated that samples taken from the tanker underwent internal testing, which showed that the product did not meet required specifications. To validate the findings, additional samples were submitted to an independent third-party laboratory for further analysis. The company said independent assessments confirmed that the product was off specification. Following the confirmation, Bost Energies notified the National Petroleum Authority, which subsequently impounded the tanker truck in line with regulatory requirements. The company added that regulatory and administrative actions are being pursued against both the driver and the transporter involved. Bost Energies emphasized that the detection of the off-specification product demonstrates the effectiveness of its quality assurance systems and operational controls. The company urged the public and industry stakeholders to disregard reports suggesting that fuel contamination occurred at the Kumasi depot, insisting that such claims do not accurately reflect the circumstances surrounding the incident.
You heard Daniel Sakite with that report. Moving on, 42,000 Ghana cedis has been recovered in property rate on the first day of a revenue mobilization exercise by the Accra Metropolitan Assembly. The Assembly has also identified a number of businesses for follow-up engagement to facilitate the recovery of additional outstanding revenues. Daniel Sakiti has a wrap of the exercise from the first day.
The revenue mobilization exercise commenced across key commercial areas within the Assembly's jurisdiction, including UTC, the CMB car park area, and surrounding business districts. During the exercise, members of the task force engaged shop owners and other business operators on their outstanding statutory obligations, particularly business operating permit fees and property rates. Head of Revenue at the AMA, Felicity Kudah, who led the exercise, disclosed that the Assembly had mobilized 42,000 Ghana cedis in property rates on the first day and outlined measures being implemented to address challenges raised by business operators regarding compliance and payments.
In total, what we have been able to generate is 42,000. The company that paid, that is Kakra, they said that they have already paid for 2023. And during those periods, it was GRA who were collecting it. So some of them, we don't even have the information on them. So I've been able to take their receipt. I'm going back to the office so that we can reconcile that one.
The task force also granted some businesses short extensions to settle their outstanding obligations after assessing their circumstances.
So like where we are standing right now, we're giving them the extension because they say they want a consolidated bill because we build them structure by structure, which they don't understand. So we have to consolidate it and come back.
The 4-week exercise forms part of the AMA's broader strategy to enhance revenue collection and strengthen compliance with government levies. The Assembly is therefore impressing on businesses and property owners to honor their statutory obligations to avoid sanctions and enforcement actions.
As for property rates and BOP, it's a mandatory payment that they need to make. And even BOP, you need to even pay before you start the year.
That was the head of revenue at the Accra Metropolitan Assembly, Felicity Kudah, ending that report by Daniel Sakiti. Meanwhile, the revenue mobilization exercise continues today across key business districts. Moving away from that, the Food and Beverages Association of Ghana, FABAC, is proposing creative and structural reforms in the power sector instead of continuous tariff increases. The comments follow the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission's announcement of new utility tariffs, with electricity rising by 3.49% and water by 0.85% effective July 1. In an interview with Citi Business News, the executive chairman of FABAC, Reverend John Awuni, says repeated hikes in electricity tariffs are hurting industrial growth and making businesses less competitive.
PLC must find very creative ways of making the power sector efficient and effective rather than in continuous increases and adjustments of the tariffs. I'm yet to see anything different that the current PURC is doing anything different from that of the previous administration. Continuous adjustments of the electricity tariffs will never make the utility sector efficient, will never make the industrial sector to be efficient and develop, and will never bring known or illegal uses of electricity into legal scape. We must begin to see that this whole adjustment is not the key to the efficiency of the electricity sector.
Reverend John Awuni is executive chairman of the Food and Beverages Association of Ghana. Now, household food expenditure pressures intensified in June as sharp increases in tomatoes, plantain and onions alongside higher imported rice prices outweighed declines in selected staples, highlighting an even price movement across Accra's urban food basket. This is according to the latest Channel 1 market price barometer for June 2026 household food staples index, which tracks average commodity prices across major markets in Accra. Here's more.
The June 2026 data from the Channel 1 Market Price Barometer shows mixed movements within the Household Food Staples Index, with key cooking ingredients recording the most significant upward pressure on household budgets. The average market price of local rice per olonka eased marginally to 49 Ghana cedis in June, down from 50 Ghana cedis in May, representing a 2% month-on-month decline. Maize per olonka remained unchanged at 18 Ghana cedis over the same period. Imported rice, however, silver recorded an upward adjustment. A 5-kilogram bag increased to an average market price of 78 Ghana cedis in June, up from 74 Ghana cedis in May, reflecting a 5.41% month-on-month rise. Plantain emerged as one of the strongest movers within the basket. The average market price per bunch climbed to 61 Ghana cedis in June from 51 Ghana cedis in May, marking a 19.61% increase as traders point to tightening supply conditions. A large sack of cassava eased to 606 Ghana cedis from 628 Ghana cedis in May, a 3.5% decline, although it continues to rank among the highest priced staples in the basket. Tomatoes continue to exert the strongest upward pressure on household food costs. The average price per 4.5-liter bucket surged to 194 Ghana cedis in June from 164 Ghana cedis in May, representing an 18.29% increase and making it the most expensive cooking ingredient in the basket. Onions also recorded a notable rise, increasing from 61 Ghana cedis in May to 72 Ghana cedis in June, representing an 18% month-on-month increase. Palm oil remained stable at 34 Ghana cedis per litre, recording no change over the period under review. Egg prices reversed the decline seen in May, increasing to 52 Ghana cedis per crate in June from 48 Ghana cedis, reflecting an 8.3% increase. Within the poultry segment, soft frozen chicken remained unchanged at 34 Ghana cedis per kilogram, while hard frozen chicken increased slightly to 44 Ghana cedis from 42 Ghana cedis, representing a 4.76% rise.
That data was compiled by the Channel 1 TV research desk and the Channel 1 market price barometer, tracking price movements across Accra. Now, on the interbank market today, the dollar is trading at 11 cedis 21 pesos, while the British pound is going for 14 cedis 82 pesos, and the euro is going for 12 cedis 85 pesos. And that's it for the breakfast edition of the Citi Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, EcoBank, and GOIL PLC. GOIL, good energy. I'm Nashika Caesar. Many thanks for your company. Do have a great business day.
30 years ago, MTN arrived in Ghana and everything changed. Now, to celebrate 30 years, we are giving back big time. The MTN at 30 promo is here. 9 Toyota Land Cruiser Prados to be won. Over 10 million Ghana cedis in rewards, plus so much more. Connect to your everyday hustle on MTN. Make video calls. Browse the internet for business with family and friends. Connect your home to MTN Fiber. Make that money move on Momo and stay ahead because every move counts. Ghana, let's celebrate 30 years of MTN with the MTN at 30 promo. Use more MTN services, build more points, and win big. Dial *530# or visit the My MTN app for more.
Your attention, please. Flight C8 has been delayed.
Again. Madam, can you please point me to the water fountain? And please watch my back and phone whilst I'm gone.
You can be a traveler with infinite worries.
Hello, Mr. Anand. Your lounge access is ready and your seat is warm.
Or you can be a traveler with infinite privileges.
Champagne, sir?
Original the drink.
Choose EcoBank's infinite privileges with an EcoBank Visa Infinite card. Access airport lounges worldwide, fast-track services, best-in-class daily limits, and enjoy other exclusive travel and lifestyle benefits. Infinite privileges await. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
L to the L to the L to the L. Hey. Help me make I know they talk much. I wanna be concise. We want to accommodate. Come make I be your bike. Working from 9 to 5. You go like my hand design. I'm scanning the whole area. You're gold, I want to know. Bring all the joy on the side. You do me kono. I no fit to offer your body. I know na me penno. Up on it to make a sliding. It should be exciting.
Many thanks to Nashika Caesar for the breakfast edition of the Citi Business News. Even though she's not so hopeful we will win, Nashika, we will win. We will win. We will win the turn. Now, the business news was brought to you by Girl, EcoBank and MTN. And Girl says if you're looking for quality fuel that gives your engine smooth performance, talk to us. Girl Super XP of premium quality. We give you the correct choice when buying regular fuel. Girl Super XP is fortified with a special additive. Gives longevity to your engine, makes your engine perform to the max. Using minimum fuel that takes you further. Just go fuel up your vehicle and enjoy the smooth ride with all the benefits. Girl Super XP, so filia, Uber Feely, girl, good energy. Do you know how money really moves in Ghana? At EcoBank, we know it doesn't just move on payday, but every day, connecting you to the people who matter most. EcoBank provides one seamless banking experience across 34 African countries. Our digital platforms instantly connect people, businesses, and opportunities across the entire continent. So pay bills, transfer funds, and manage your finances anytime, anywhere. Just download the EcoBank mobile app, dial *770#. Thank you, EcoBank. Use EcoBank online and our nationwide ATMs. EcoBank is the Pan-African bank. Now, sometimes big moments begin with small things, like a call to someone you love, a moment to help family, a bundle to grow your business. But what if those little moves could lead to something much bigger? With the MTN at 30 promo, every call, text, browse, Momo transaction, home fiber connection, and activity on the My MTN app earns you points towards amazing rewards. Win one of 9 brand new Toyota Land Cruiser Prados, share in over 10 million Ghana cedis and cash prizes, or enjoy unforgettable experiences made just for you. Every move counts, so just dial *530# or open My MTN app and join the MTN at 30 promo now. MTN at 30, make every move count. Edwin Kofi is ready with kickoff. That's brought to you by Lesheho. If you're ready to power up your finances and unlock your path to financial freedom, the Lesheho fixed deposit solution is tailored just for you. With Lesheho's fixed deposit solution, you are making your money work for you. Join the investment revolution with our fixed deposit solution and take charge of your financial future. 0302-208-333. Call this number now to learn more. Invest wisely, invest with Lesheho. Lesheho, let's improve life. Edric Kofi joins me for kickoff. Last night I saw Yao Minta and Gabi. They attacked me in a video on Twitter. They say they've taken over as their Bontin fathers.
Yeah, Bontin shining fathers.
That they are in Boston, and they're gonna be giving us more details. So today is the day.
It is the day. The day we've been waiting for. Is the Black Stars of Ghana versus England at the FIFA World Cup. I mean, we faced England before in a friendly match. It ended in a draw.
Okay.
But this is a competitive fixture. There's something at stake. And that's why everyone is excited for tonight's match, which of course kicks off at 8 p.m. And it will be live on Channel 1 TV. We have to make that clear to...
At 8 p.m.
At 8 p.m.
Solid.
It will be live on Channel 1 TV.
Sharp.
Yes. But looking ahead of the game, we've heard from a lot of players. We've heard from Jordan Ayew, the captain, who was criticized after the first game. He says all he does is to help his teammates get better so that everyone plays well on the pitch, and that he will do the same against England to ensure they pick up the win. Brandon Thomas Asante, who was the difference maker in the previous game against Panama, he says they are willing to die for the country.
Yes, sir.
Yes, and that's
these are the things we want to hear.
Yes,
yes.
And now
give it your all.
And our boss.
Yes,
he says, you know, the England national team is called the Three Lions.
Yeah,
he says the English, they are come to face 33 lions, 33 million lions.
No, when I coach, you get gap. And they feel like in the jam way they go.
Charlie, feeling guy.
Yeah, he's feeling guy with his kakalika moves and all. But bro,
yes,
with all the optimism and they say Harry gets some cane when they cane people.
Charlie, he's whipped people all over the world. And now he has us in our sights.
Charlie.
Yes, Harry Kane is obviously one of the best strikers in history, in football history. Not just at the moment, not just for England. He's one of the best strikers in football history. And obviously, he's someone to fear whenever you face him. But he has his moments where things don't go too well. And we hope tonight is going to be one of those. Yes, sir. We kept a clean sheet in our first game.
Yeah.
I don't think that we'll keep a clean sheet today, but we are not going to lose.
We are not losing.
We are not losing.
So what are you looking out for?
I'm looking at a draw.
You think we will draw?
I think we'll draw this game and we'll beat Croatia and then we'll qualify.
Okay. But is it too difficult to win against the English?
I think with the quality they have across the pitch and
from
even
the bench to the pitch.
On the bench, players who can come in and make a difference, keeping them out is going to be next to impossible. But I believe that their defense is probably their weakest part of the pitch, and we can get a goal if our players are up to it, and we have enough quality to do so. Brandon Thomas, Antoine Semenyo, all of those players, even Jordan Ayew, he can get in on a goal sheet, and then we can get something.
Thomas will be on the pitch this time around.
It's highly possible that he'll be on the pitch this time around with because Kamaldeen Sulemana didn't play too well when he was on the pitch, and Esuama was not as good. So those are two players that can be replaced by Brandon Thomas Asante. That's everyone expects to be replaced by Brandon Thomas Asante. So you expect them to be in.
But do you think the coach should start with Thomas?
I think he should. He's high off that performance against Panama. He is a very key player for his team, his club team, Coventry, who have made it into the Premier League. So starting him off that high, it's definitely going to help, especially as the players he's coming in to replace were very poor. Were very poor in the previous game. So bringing him in is definitely going to be a plus.
I mean, and on this particular one, too, his experience matches. He's going to be facing some of his former colleagues, and then he's played in London. And I heard analysis. You know, some of our players too were born in London, have played there. So there's not going to be the sense that we're overwhelmed or we are starstruck, that kind of thing. We are actually up looking for greater glory.
The one thing about the Black Stars is that we may not be good, very good now, but we have a lot of players who play in the top leagues in Europe. Our star player, our key player, Antoine Semenyo, is one of the best players in the Premier League, no doubt about it. So he is used to playing with these kinds of players. The English national team is filled with a lot of players in the Premier League because they are the strongest league in the world. They have so many stars. So a lot of them are going to make their way into the national team. And our players also play in those top leagues, whether they meet in the cup competitions like the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup, or they meet in Europe, or they meet in the Premier League itself. So our players are used to playing this caliber of players. So it's not going to be overwhelming. It's not going to be too pressure filled. I think most of the pressure is going to come from wanting to please Ghanaians by getting a result in this game. I think when they go onto the pitch and meet these players,
bring the love back.
Especially Thomas Partey, who has played in England for a long time, played in Europe, played at the highest level for a long time. He knows how to play with these kinds of players. So I think they're not going to be overwhelmed by the pressure.
That's exciting, and I hear the players and the coach as well, especially the English, and it doesn't look like they are coming into this game thinking we are underdogs at all. The way some of us are like, hey Charlie, this is England and all of that, looking at their records. Declan Rice, for example, says Ghana is a real threat, even though their coach tells us that he also says traditionally Ghana are a top football nation. They will make life difficult for us. And this is again Thomas Tuchel, who's the English boss. But he also said that it's bad news for Ghana because we will be very motivated.
They're definitely going to be motivated. And a lot of the underrating of Ghana is being done in the media. It's not the players or the coach themselves. The English media feel that this is a match that they should win. They feel they've already won their toughest game of the group, which was against Croatia. So if they've beaten Croatia, Ghana and Panama, who come up next, should not be any problem for them. But the players understand that they play with these players on a regular basis. They know that this is a top squad. Carlos Queiroz is a top manager who's coached even in England. So they need to be wary of the Ghanaian threat
But
tonight.
there was something Sami Bachel said last night that sent chills down my spine, that the last time our coach, coached the nation that played against England, they were given a 6-2 scoreline or something.
Yeah, but significantly less quality when he coached Iran than when he has now with Ghana. So I wouldn't expect such a result. And I think that even defensively, looking at the first game, the Black Stars have improved so much that they are not going to concede as many goals as maybe an Iran or even an Egypt would have conceded under Carlos Queiroz. So I think we should be hopeful.
It's motivated. The vibe is motivated.
Even more hopeful than we were against Panama. Because Panama were considered on our level. We seem to thrive when we are facing favourites, and England are one of the favourites to win the World Cup.
Because all the world's attention is on us, and the Black Stars have this reputation of showing up when it matters most. And I'm hoping that this will be one of it. Because
except when it's under Outrado.
Oh, Charlie. That had to just come right. But Portugal is playing today.
Yes, Portugal are playing today.
Argentina played yesterday. So people are talking about goats and lice soup.
Charlie,
what is going on?
One of the greatest players of all time, in my opinion, the greatest player of all time, Lionel Messi. He has scored all of Argentina's goals at the World Cup so far. 5 goals. He scored all 5 goals. He scored all 5.
Wow.
He could have actually scored 6, but he missed the penalty in that game.
Yes, that's true.
But what it does is it takes him clear as the all-time goal scorer in the World Cup.
With 18 goals to his credit. We've talked about Mbappe and the fact that he might also break the record eventually and in time. But Lionel Messi is proving that he wants this World Cup to be his. He wants this World Cup to be his as the all-time goal scorer. So he's scoring goal after goal. And it's not just tap-ins. He's scoring really wonderful goals at this tournament. So he's about Portugal later tonight. Sorry,
Portugal are playing Uzbekistan later at 5 p.m. before Uzbekistan. Everyone is expecting a goal fest, and the conversation is whether Ronaldo will finally score his first goal of the tournament. And it's against Mino, so
we wish him well.
Yes, we wish him well.
Now let's kick off. Edwin, who are our sponsors for kickoff?
Our sponsors are Politan and Lesheho.
Thank you very much.
If you need unique services, come to Lesheho. Innovative financial solutions, we deliver on our promise, cause we are number one. Lesheho, we improve your life. Lesheho, Lesheho, hey mama, hey mama, hey mama. Even when you're stuck with nothing, come to Lesheho. No matter your situation, come to Lesheho. Lesheho, we improve your life. Lesheho, hey, Lesheho, hey, Lesheho, hey mama, hey mama, hey mama. Lesheho, we improve your life.
Everybody is a winner in the Ungalicious Abiwa promo. Over 4 million worth of cash and prizes to be won. Just look out for the special Ungalicious promo packs. Submit 20 Unga powder promo sachets and 20 Unga shrimp tablets promo wrappers at any Unga redemption center near you and receive your scratch card. Scratch to reveal your unique code. Send to *713*27# and win instantly. Cash prizes up to 200,000 Ghana cedis. Deep freezers, smart TVs, kitchen appliances, and more. Promo runs from 15th April to 15th July 2026. Hurry, don't miss it. Terms and conditions apply. This advert is FDA approved.
Welcome to IO Help Center. How can we help?
I just signed up to IO and I'd like to know the claim processes.
If you or your insured family member is hospitalized, get your OPD card, an excuse duty or itemized bill, a discharge letter indicating admission and discharge dates from a certified hospital, and a valid ID card. And if an insured family member dies, then you'll need a death certificate, burial permit, or a signed letter from a chief or pastor, medical cause of death, and a valid ID card. When ready, dial *296#, select the product you're claiming for, and follow the prompt. You will receive a link via text to send your document. For any assistance, visit the nearest MTN office or call 296. Know that claims are paid after verifications are done. T's and C's apply. Underwritten by Sanlam Alliance Life Insurance Ghana Limited. IO, because you care.
Hey, my screen. Charlie. I just bought this thing. Relax. We get Samsung Care Plus. Or, what's that? Charlie, Samsung Care Plus covers accidental screen damage. Like yours. One small repair fee, and your phone is sorted. Hey, for real? Even my Galaxy S25. S25, A series, Z Flip, Z Fold. All covered. I just registered within 30 days of buying. Did you? I bought it like last week. Go register now. Make you no waste time.
Samsung Care Plus. Protect your Samsung Galaxy phone today. Register within 30 days of purchase. Visit samsung.com/Africa or your nearest Samsung dealer. Terms and conditions apply.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
The Money Matters segment is brought to you by Petra. Petra, achieve more.
Welcome to the Money Matters segment with Petra. One of the biggest retirement myths is thinking you have plenty time. The truth is, time is actually your biggest advantage. The earlier you start, the less pressure you feel later. So waiting may look harmless now, but it can become expensive in the future. Retirement planning is not for old people, it's for smart people. The free pension health check helps you evaluate the health of your pension. So book a session by visiting our website today at www.petraonline.com. Petra, achieve more.
The Money Matters segment was brought to you by Petra. Petra, achieve more.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
These days, some mattresses are being made from all kinds of unsafe materials that are not fit for sleeping surfaces. These materials may be cheap, but they can be harmful to your health. If you haven't slept well, you cannot work and think well, and you are ultimately putting your health at risk, which can cause you a lifetime discomfort and chronic pain. As responsible citizens, we should invest in safe, durable, and certified mattresses. Latex Foam remains the tried and tested brand we all love for almost 60 years now. They offer you unmatched quality and durability for every Ghanaian home. Talk to them on 0302-231-155 in Accra and 03220-29365 in Kumasi for all your inquiries, or walk into any of their outlets nationwide for your preferred choices. Do not settle for less. Go for quality, but Latex Foam, or else you do yourself. Latex Foam, your partner for life.
Charlie, the contract is here. Oh, my pocket. Flat like a football with no hair.
Don't stress. That is why DCI Microfinance is here for you.
DCI? What magic can they do?
No magic, just real solutions. With your contract and LPO financing, you can deliver on time. And when you're waiting on payment, their invoice and certificate discounting puts cash in your hands quickly. Their loans are fast, simple, and reliable.
So no more borrowing for my father-in-law? Now, that's
That's a blessing.
Exactly. Call them now on 0577 66 9346. DCI Microfinance. Miles beyond the extra.
Girl, did you see my last reel? People thought I used a camera crew.
Seriously? Which phone?
The Samsung Galaxy A17. It makes content I take cinematic with bright blur-free shots even at night.
Does it have AI? I'm tired of switching apps though.
That's the best part. Gemini, Circle to Search, Music Search, works across all your apps.
Wow! Why are you only now telling me this?
The Samsung Galaxy A17. Slim design, powerful AI, stunning camera. Built for the ones who live boldly. Get your Samsung Galaxy A07 or A17 under 3,000 Ghana cedis at any Samsung authorized dealer.
Hey, but my budget is 1,200.
Don't worry, we have the Samsung Galaxy A06 for you.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Ghana will shine, the Black Stars will win. One of the many new songs being put together to rally a nation around the red, gold, black and green. Today's a date with destiny as Ghana faces England in a I won't call it a must-win tie, but you know, it's a very important match. And thank you, Kudah, for sitting in the hot seat for me from the early part of the show. Today is the 23rd of June. Number of people celebrating their birthdays. And I think this song is a great one. It has the zouk feeling to it. Sounds like a song from Kandabongo Man. Do you know Kandabongo Man? Ilemone Visa. He had this big trouser he used to wear. Then he had this dance.
Yeah, Ilemone.
Yeah.
Ilemone.
Look for Kandabongo.
Ilemone.
You know they are playing at 2 a.m. as well. No, I think that's called Zouk.
No, so you have Rumba, you have Sebrene and Lingala.
My God.
You know, the Zouk is also in there.
Yeah. By the way, who was your, apart from reggae, who was your best African musician? If we don't take it, I know it's Lucky Dube, so take it out. Like from the continent.
It's difficult. It's difficult.
Okay, just mention 2 or 3 you used to like.
Well, I would say Keita, great
Salif
guy.
Keita.
Salif Keita, great
He has
guy.
a beautiful voice.
Beautiful voice. I mean, that's awesome, you know, and it projects the African identity in a truly beautiful way.
Sweet voice.
Then you have Angelique Kidjo, and when she reduces it to the African context, you know, she can also do all of these foreign genres that can be very, very intense.
I tell you.
But when she brings it down, yeah, that's right. And then she introduces the phone. It's a beautiful thing to hear.
You like Salif Keita, like
and then of course Kandabongo Man.
Because a lot of your songs sound Kandabongo Man-ish.
Exactly, because I mean again, along the border,
you have a certain francophone thing in your life.
Aflao is close to the border. We have relations across the border. We were one people.
Like a Togolese.
I behave like an African.
He calls missing maçon.
Glaçon.
What's the song? Those days when GTV was GTV,
Charlie,
when they're doing music for your dancing feet,
Allah,
Tim Koshigan will always drop one Kandabongo.
Very, very important with his big trouser.
And there was this one Bob Marley music video they had. Iron like a lion in Zion.
Iron like a lion in Zion.
GTV is into the summer before. Yeah. So let me wish a happy birthday to a couple of people this morning.
Yes.
Happy birthday, Kale. Can you help me?
Yes, in a minute I'll do
Can I
that.
start? Yesterday, I think was Kofi Bentel's birthday. Kofi Bentel, Vice President of Imani.
You know the funny thing? I met him yesterday at the management boot camp. He was taking the first session.
Oh, beautiful!
And I didn't know it was his birthday.
So just want to wish him a happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday to him.
Kofi Bentel is a big man.
No, he's a main man.
Well, let me add somebody else. Today is Kojo Chumboafo's birthday. Of the Financial Intelligence Center. And this is coming in from the Liverpool supporters of Ghana.
Allah.
Kofi Chairmanting and Co.
Kojo
Chumboafo is an insufferable Liverpool.
He's a big man, brutal.
Charlie.
Kojo International.
I tell you. So happy birthday to you, Kojo Chumboafo. Have a fantastic day.
And then to Rama Ade Akwa of Stanbic Bank Ghana, the message is you will always be our number one. God richly bless you from your husband, Paul David, and your boys, Drew David and Jesse.
I think that was yesterday actually.
Right.
But there's nothing had to do it again.
Solid. And then wishing a happy birthday to Chairman Odinho Kwekuapia.
Okay.
It adds that he's the incoming regional chairman for the NPP somewhere.
This is how they do that. It's a shout with a campaign message. It's coming from Kuka.
Yes.
To Chairman Odinho Kwekuapia.
Exactly.
Who is aspiring to be NPP Ashanti Regional Chairman.
Correct. So happy birthday to him. And also kindly help me wish my dear daughter Ira Rabna Na Abiajan of Richard School, a happy 11th birthday. Her father and I are proud of the young lady she is becoming. And this is coming from her dad, KK Jan, mom, Professor Sylvia Jan, and her brothers, Nana Jan and Eduse Poku.
I think it's Eduse Poku.
Okay, Eduse Poku. Very well.
Yeah, so the lady specifically wanted us to do the request for her. She's a listener of the show.
Oh, beautiful.
Rabna Na Abiajan, Richard School. You are 11 years old today.
Oh, beautiful.
Happy birthday, Big Sis. Even as a client, you've shown me what a big heart looks like. Praying this year pours back into your life, everything you've poured into others. Love and blessings, Mami Araba Arthur. Happy birthday to an amazing soul. May Allah grant you baraka in your age, health, and provision. May this new year bring you growth. You can feel joy that lasts and peace that stays. Have the best of days. Fazia from Ginola. Happy birthday to Kojo Boafo again. This is coming in. He is the CEO of FIC. We can get $1 million before long. Planning for the future begins with the decisions you make today. Save and invest early with EDC to build wealth and retire comfortably. One clear sign of financial growth is when your money starts working for you through steady returns and long-term wealth creation. With EDC, you get professional fund management, flexible investment options, potential for higher returns, and financial security for retirement and future goals. Call 0302-610-400 or WhatsApp 0509-268-414. This is the one you were talking about. And do you know that the mattress you sleep on can affect the quality of your sleep? Many cheap mattresses have come to town. Low quality materials leading to discomfort, poor sleep, and unnecessary replacement costs. Choose quality, choose comfort, choose durability. For 60 years, Latex Foam has been Ghana's certified mattress brand, providing certified quality and unmatched comfort for homes and for homes across the country. Visit any Latex Foam showroom or call 0302-231-155 in Accra or 0322-029-365. Latex Foam, your partner for life. 2 conferences to tell you about. The MPA is hosting the GIPCON, which is the Ghana International Petroleum Conference, on the theme Building a Resilient Downstream Policy, Innovation and Investment for Growth, featuring the President, the Minister for Energy, as well as the CEO of MPA, CEO of COMAC, and CEO of Seaboard. It's on the 16th to the 17th of July, 8 a.m. at the Palms Convention Center, La Palm Royal Beach Hotel. You may register by calling 055-822-3678. Then there's the Risk Africa Summit on the 29th and 30th of July, Crown Forest Hotel near Winneba, 8 a.m. each day, on the theme Global Risk, Local Impact, Building Strong Systems and Institutions for a Resilient Future. Convention and exclusive offsite experience with high-level conversations, powerful networking, and curated moments to unwind and recharge. Call 0502-437-609. Stay ahead, think deeper, lead stronger. You can register at risksummitafrica.com. risksummitafrica.com. Pambros Salt Industries has been in existence since 1958, introducing our latest product, Pambros Refined Iodized Salt. Now available in 250 grams and 500 gram sachets, just a pinch of Pambros Refined Iodized Salt brings out the taste of food. Pambros Refined Iodized Salt is available in all major markets, supermarkets, and local provision shops nationwide. Call 0266-823-589. Pambros Iodized Salt, Kitwa Bipe. Hey, what's it? Kitwa Bipe. Ti adiemu. Am I reading this well? Or I need food first before I can read it. We had a story this morning that 18 people had been killed by flooding in the central region. That is one number 2. I will be checking out what really happened. The graphic had a story that compiled the list this morning. But Caleb, we've spoken about Pambros. Tell me about Onga.
So everyone is a winner in the Ongalicious Abingwaha promo. There's more than 4 million Ghana cedis worth of cash and prizes to be won. Just look out for the special Ongalicious promo packs. Submit 20 of our powder promo sachets and 20 of our shrimp tablet promo wrappers at any of our redemption centers near you, and you'll receive your scratch card. Scratch it, send your unique code to *713*27# and you will win instantly. Cash prizes are up to 200,000 Ghana cedis. Deep freezers, smart TVs, kitchen appliances, and more are up for grabs. This will end on the 15th of July, so hurry, don't miss out. In the meantime, the Alexis University College is inviting students, workers, and the public. If you're seeking world-class education, market-driven professional qualification, or you want to top up your qualification, come to us. We are located at Community 25. We run BSc, Banking and Finance, Accounting, IT, Human Resource Management, Midwifery, Nursing, and a host of other courses. You get more details on delexisuniversity.edu.gh. That's where you can apply as well. Call 0551 198 100. Admission is in progress.
All right, so let me bring you this story, which is written by Joanna Kumi, Cape Coast. And it reads, this is Daily Graphic, page 13. At least 18 people have died and hundreds displaced after devastating floods, collapsed buildings, mudslides, drowning incidents, and falling trees wreaked havoc across the central region over the weekend. The National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO, which disclosed this, said it had ordered the evacuation of unsafe buildings in affected communities. The organization said nearly 9,000 residents had been affected by the multiple disasters. The Central Regional Director of NADMO, Emmanuel Dawood, said the disasters triggered by torrential rains that pounded the region over the weekend affected 13 MMDAs, with Cape Coast Metropolis emerging as the hardest hit. According to him, Cape Coast alone recorded 6 deaths, 5 of which resulted from building collapses, while 1 person drowned. Addressing journalists during a post-disaster assessment tour yesterday, Mr. Dawood disclosed that the region recorded 58 building collapses. 58, leaving 377 people internally displaced, forcing many affected families to seek shelter with relatives, friends, churches, and traditional authorities. He explained that assessment conducted by NADMO and the Regional Disaster Management Committee identified 8,981 flood victims across the affected districts and municipalities. The affected areas include Cape Coast, which is the regional capital, Komenda Edina, Eguafo Brim, Infantiman, Abura Asebu Kwamankesi, Upper Dintra East, Upper Dintra West, Ewutu Senya West, and several other districts. Mr. Dawood said the fatalities recorded were linked to a combination of building collapses, flooding, mudslides, landslides, drowning incidents, and falling trees. He stated that the magnitude of the disaster had placed enormous pressure on NADMO relief resources, especially after a series of emergency interventions undertaken by the organization in recent months. We've recorded 18 fatalities and thousands of victims. Our contingency stocks have been heavily depleted, and we urgently require support to assist affected families, Mr. Dawood said. He appealed to corporate organizations, non-governmental organizations, faith-based groups, traditional authorities, philanthropists to support affected communities with food items, mattresses, blankets, roofing sheets. I'm continuing the story on page 20. And just a minute. Roofing sheets and where's page 18? Yes, roofing sheets, medical supplies, hygiene kits, and educational materials. Mr. Dawood expressed concern about the plight of students whose hostels and educational materials were destroyed by floodwaters in parts of Cape Coast, particularly around the University of Cape Coast and Cape Coast Technical University. He said many students had lost books, mattresses, laptops, and other personal belongings to the floodwaters. And as part of the measures to prevent further loss of life, Mr. Dawood announced that occupants of identified weak and unsafe buildings across Cape Coast Metropolis had been given a final 14-day ultimatum, effective Sunday, June 21, to vacate the structures. He explained that inspections conducted by NADMO, the Cape Coast Metropolitan Assembly, and building inspectors had identified several dangerous structures that pose a serious threat to lives and property. Mr. Dawood said many of the buildings are over 100 years old and have deteriorated considerably due to age, poor maintenance, and prolonged exposure to harsh weather conditions. He warned that authorities would proceed with demolition after the expiration of the grace period, and that owners, landlords, or occupants who failed to comply would bear the cost of demolition. He attributed the recurring flooding in Cape Coast to the indiscriminate dumping of refuse into water courses, blocked drainage systems, so we thought it was just Kakra, and illegal reclamation of wetlands. Charlie, it's a national problem.
It's a national
problem. And natural water channels. Let me read the 4. Indiscriminate dumping of refuse into water courses, blocked drainage systems, illegal reclamation of wetlands, and natural water courses. He explained that plastic waste and unregulated development had obstructed the natural flow of storm water, worsening flooding in communities such as Amamoma, Ayensu, Kwapro, Apeusika, and surrounding areas. With more rainfall expected in the coming weeks, the NADMO Regional Director urged residents living in low-lying and flood-prone communities to relocate to safer ground immediately. And then he says, what we witnessed over the weekend is just the tip of the iceberg. More torrential rain is expected. We must act now to protect property and lives, Mr. Dawood cautioned. Meanwhile, NADMO the greater Ghana National Fire Service, police, and other agencies continue to undertake rescue, assessment, and relief operations across the country. We'll speak to our regional correspondent for more on this. Yesterday when we discussed this, we only had 4 deaths, where we said 2 people had been killed by a landslide and another 2 by some building collapse.
So they've recovered.
Yeah, but this was just Cape Coast. Bodies. So apparently the story said 6 people died in Cape Coast. We reported 4.
Okay.
But apparently the central region had 18.
Yes. I want to share just a bit of the history of flooding in central region.
Okay.
And that's my home region. We go back to June 2016, where there was intense storms and prolonged downpours. This caused widespread structural failures and building collapses across Cape Coast, leading to multiple fatalities and significant economic damage. So that was in 2016. 2010, if you go further back, 2010, this was even dubbed the Agona Swedru disaster, and it was one of the worst localized floods that occurred when the Ayensu River burst its banks. It collapsed 3 vital bridges, completely cut off the Agona Swedru municipality, and displaced over 3,000 residents. So when you were reading the story, the official that you were quoting, yes, mentioned recurring flooding. And indeed,
so this is true.
If you go to the history of it, at least 2010 and 2016, there was some severe flooding that wreaked havoc there.
I'll come back to you. Let me speak to Kwesi Ado, who is our regional correspondent. Kwesi, thanks for joining us. Yesterday when we spoke to you, you gave us a situation in Cape Coast, and I think it was 3 or 4 people who had died. We are reading a story today that suggests 18 people lost their lives in the central region, 6 in Cape Coast. Were you at the press briefing? What else can you add to this very troubling story?
Thank you very much, Bernard and the team, for having me this morning. So it is the National Disaster Management Organization's branch here in the central region, headed by Kwesi Dawood, that issued this press statement. And according to the statement, we have recorded 18 deaths here in the central region. So the deaths occurring in Cape Coast remains at 5, and then the remainder accounts for the deaths in other parts of the region. And so the flooding situation here in the central region has been very widespread. So we're counting about 13 municipalities or districts that have been affected. And these include the Cape Coast Metro, Upper Dentra East, Upper Dentra West. We have Asin South, Uchusenya. We have Komende Dinegwafu Adrim. We have Abura Tebo Kwamankese, and Tumakuenya Netiam. We have Mpantiman. We have Watimopa District. We have the Futu municipality, that is Winneba. We have Aguna West, and then we have Aguna East as part of the areas that have suffered flooding this year. And if you look at these municipalities, if you study them critically, you would realize that some of the municipalities are known to be experiencing recurrent flooding situations. So this is not the first time some of the areas like Komende Dinagwafu Agrim, Abura Tebo Kwamankese, Upper Dentra East. This is not the first time these areas are getting flooded. And we've recorded quite a number of building collapses within these particular areas where the flooding has occurred. And as we speak now, we have over 2,000 people who are in distress. And these include male and female as well as children, Bernard.
But that's very serious. So it wasn't just Cape Coast. It was a lot of districts within the region. He mentioned indiscriminate dumping of refuse in water courses, building in wetlands, and that kind of thing. But are you able to give us more of the causes? Because I'm quite surprised to see that 18 people have died just after a day or 2 of rain. Is flooding something that occurs so often in the region that we don't hear of?
So let's take the Upper Dentra East and West districts, for example, particularly for the Upper Dentra East municipality. Early last year, I had an interview with a NADMO director then. He is now retired. And then he signaled a portion that the area is likely to witness devastating floods as a result of illegal mining activities. And even prior to this event last year, we witnessed flooding in Upper Dentra West and then Upper Dentra East districts, except that we didn't pay much attention to it. And then the same activities that were supposed to trigger this devastating flood continued unattended to. If you take a municipality like Mfanteman, so let's come to Mankesim. In Mankesim, there is this large drain running through a section of the community, and people have built within that particular drain. And there are even people who are now filling some portions of what supposed to be a receptor of flood waters from the other parts of the community. The NADMO signaled a caution, but we are yet to see any concrete action being taken as of now. If you go to the Cape Coast metropolis and you pass around the University of Cape Coast, so that is around the Apeusika area, you would find this huge refuse dump site within the presence of the University of Cape Coast. And that area is supposed to be a wetland, yet they are dumping haphazardly in that area. So these practices account for some of these devastating incidents that we are recording here in the district. Now, there are some of the building collapses that have happened as a result of weakened structure because the structures have been there for so many years now and no major renovation work has been done. You recall last year, the NADMO and the Cape Coast Metropolitan Assembly embarked on an exercise to pull down some weakened structures, specifically within the Cape Coast Central area, that is the around the Kotokraba area, where we saw some buildings being pulled down around the London Bridge area. But that exercise was not carried throughout the entire metropolis, and it was not effected in the other municipalities here in the region. And so some of the buildings have collapsed as a result of them becoming so weak over time.
We will pause here and probably come back to you. Do you know if the regional ministry is going to have a press briefing? Are they going to give us the specifics of the people who died? Because what we've been told are the general causes of death. Some were drowning. For example, we're told that if you look at the breakdown in the Ghanaian Times, Cape Coast had 6 deaths, 5 from drowning, 1 from a building collapse. Goma Central, 2 deaths from drowning. Infantiman, 1 drowning death. Trifuati Mokwa, 1 drowning. Upper West Dentra, 3 drowning. Agona West, 1 drowning. Upper East Dentra, 2 deaths by drowning. And then there were 58 building collapses. Have these people been identified? Are they children? Is the minister going to do any trip to sort of visit the families or anything like that? What's the plan for today?
So for now, the Regional Coordinating Council is yet to announce any further action from the minister's end. But we will keep monitoring events and we will surely have it at when the minister decides to take action. But we do know and we do anticipate that the minister definitely may be touring some of these areas because last year when matters happened this way, he embarked on a similar tour, except to say that in some of these instances, it is not as if the Regional Coordinating Council or NADMO is now identifying some of the causes of these incidents that we are happening. They already know. They've conducted several assessments in times past, and so what was expected was implementation. But I think midway the implementation of the area recommendations, we didn't see any concrete action following that. And so maybe they may just have to revisit the assessments they conducted for last year and then take concrete steps in addressing the issue.
Akwesi, thank you for your work. We'll come back to you. Akwesi Ado is our Central Regional Correspondent. Really troubling story. 18 people died. Yes. Kakra, give me the breakdown again.
Just before that, Bernard, the Minister for Central Region is Eduama Ekopeng in Ochre.
Okay.
So this morning we would like to call on his attention to gather the RCC and get to work.
18 is a lot of people.
18 is a lot. And let me get the details from the Ghanaian Times newspaper. And this is from the presser by the NADMO in the region. Details including that Cape Coast recorded 6 deaths, made up of 5 from drowning and 1 from a building collapse. Gomoa Central recorded 2 deaths from drowning. Infantiman recorded 1, which is also a drowning. death. Hwifo Etimoka recorded 1 drowning death. Upper Dentra West recorded 3 drowning deaths. Agona West recorded 1 drowning death, and Upper Dentra East recorded 2 drowning deaths. The NADMO official disclosed also that 58 buildings collapsed across the region as a result of the flooding. And indeed, Akwesi says that
58 buildings.
Exactly. Akwesi says makes a valid point that assessments have been done severally,
and they've told them.
But inaction.
About 58 buildings, a lot of buildings.
A lot.
And apparently over almost 9,000 people displaced, 377 people affected by building collapses. No, we'll have to come back to this. This is very serious.
And you just west of the central region, we have the western region, right?
Which had its own challenge.
14,000 people in Summerboy alone displaced. The number of people.
And it turns out that the rains are heavier in the central and western than they are in Accra.
Yes.
We spend a lot of time talking about Accra, but it seems as if the western part of the country bears the brunt.
Exactly, because the western region records the highest amount of rainfall every year. It has...
My other challenge with our coverage is that we need to get the names of these people, who they were.
The DCs.
The people who died.
Yeah.
The regional coordinating council would have to
who they were,
or NADMO, if they have that information.
It's important to see when you don't humanize the story. You know, last month there was an accident somewhere, road crash, and they said 15 people died. In the past, when I started this job, a newspaper would pick the photos. Kofi Mensah, 30 years, something, put their picture, so you know who they were. Father, that kind of thing. These days, we just report them as statistics, and I feel like it doesn't create the sense of urgency needed. So we need to humanize the story. So Akwesi, please, if you can go back to the NADMO to give you some names, all right? It's very, very important, because once you humanize a story, it brings it closer home. All right, let's bring you tech and social media trends. Edwin Kwakofi is here with support from...
And it's brought to us by Telecel. Yeah.
Edwin, sorry for taking your time. Welcome. Good morning.
Thank you very much. Good morning to you.
Edwin is not doing well this morning.
Why?
He knows he has to do the needful. He's not done the needful. He's coming to sit with us. You should be properly constituted. I mean, how can you come, in this your long sleeve? I'm your. No.
You should wear black star just. No. Edwin, their studio is very cold.
Oh, that is not an excuse. Are you not using a jacket to wear?
But where they work. When the match starts, you wear the jacket.
No, don't cut it from flat.
Kakra delivered. Yes. I'm so confident of victory.
Yes.
Okay, so we start off with an update on the story that has been brewing over the weekend and into yesterday and this morning as well. The arrest of Safo Akofina following the disturbances at the Crystal Asafo Mission succession event. He's been arrested by the police and 2 others as well. According to the police, when they searched his residence and vehicle, they found 120 rounds of 9mm ammunition, 50 rounds of 45 caliber ammunition, 25 rounds of 40 caliber ammunition, loaded magazines, 2 Glock pistols, one of which was registered in his name. So they arrested 2 others who are named Nana Kweku Ifri and Kojo Safu Kumsen as well. So huge development in that situation. We are waiting for the police to give us more updates, but we spoke to the spokesperson for the family on CNR last night, and he says that Sarah Drasafu, who is the former MP for Domi Kwabinya, was the subject of an assassination attempt, which meant they targeted her and tried to kill her in that incident. Obviously, we know that she's receiving treatment after the shooting incident over the weekend, but he says that it was specifically targeted at her and that she was almost assassinated. So developments on that story.
Just a quick one on that. I think that there's the need for some care and circumspection in reporting this matter, because and I'm saying this because of the reference to family, because there appears to be a division in the family. So we need to be careful when we are quoting a
Family
spokesperson or
sources.
representative of the family, because there's a division
Mhm.
and there are obviously interests.
Mhm.
So whichever side will be
Yeah.
speaking as though they're speaking
Yeah.
for the entire family. That's not to cast
Yeah.
any
aspersions at this
aspersion on this
particular one.
particular one, but
I agree.
just that we need to be careful.
Right. Okay, so let's move on to the FIFA World Cup. And obviously, everyone is excited because the Black Stars are in action tonight against England. It's a huge game because of the not just the fact that it's a huge nation that we are playing in terms of England, but the political undertones. Obviously, Ghana was colonized by the English, the British. Yes, and everyone wants to beat the English as well. The team has been talking. We've heard from Brandon Thomas Asante, whose cameo led to the goal against Panama, resulted in the winner. He says the team is ready, on a mission and ready to die for the country. Jordan Ayew, who says he will work hard on the pitch to ensure his teammates are better and that they get a good result against England. We've heard from the head coach himself, who says the English might be known as the Three Lions, but Ghana has 33 Lions fighting for them tonight on the pitch. So everyone is looking forward to that game. A victory over England would guarantee Ghana a place in the round of 32. A draw would all but seal a place in the round of 32. A loss isn't the worst result because there's still the match against Croatia to come, which could seal a place in the round of 32. That victory over Panama has helped a lot.
We need to carry our own destiny in our own
This
hands.
guy doesn't like mathematical
qualification.
doesn't like calculator. This man's God. But the truth is that this tournament, third place with 3 points should be enough.
Yeah.
Because there are even a number of teams on third place with 1 point and that kind of thing. But the truth is, you don't need to concede a lot of goals as well. So we just need to play a good game and see what happens.
I think generally on social media, people are more optimistic of getting a result against England than they were against Panama. I think the result against Panama has obviously improved a lot of people's perceptions about the national team. But also they feel the Black Stars step up when they need to do so against top quality opposition. And you don't get more top quality than the English national team at the moment. So yes, so the Black Stars against England at 8 p.m. The match will be live on Channel 1
But what
TV.
is Messi doing?
It was slow down.
Why?
He's already won the World Cup. He wants to break another record and ensure that it's his.
He wants to end the debate.
It's his at the end of the tournament.
5 goals in 2 matches.
Yes, Argentina have scored 5 goals in their 2 games. Messi has scored
All of them.
He could have scored 6, but he missed the penalty.
And he's how old?
He's 38.
38.
38. He will be 39. Will be 39 this year.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. And
I mean,
longevity.
wow.
Yes.
Longevity.
Wow.
So those 2 goals have
The
put
youngest
him clear.
scorer, the oldest scorer at the World Cup.
And Mbappe is chasing him. Giddy, giddy,
Oh,
giddy.
he's on his tails. Well, Messi has now pulled clear as the all-time goal scorer at the FIFA World Cup with 18 goals, 2 more than Miroslav Klose and Kylian Mbappe, who scored twice again.
So he has more goals than
against
Pele.
Iraq. Yes, he has way more goals than Pele at the World Cup.
This year stronger popular.
So where is the other one?
The other one.
The other one.
We are praying that today at least Yabeman will see you back.
So far, Syria,
see you back. Don't be my man. No, that name should carry a lot of respect.
Yes.
But sometimes when
Messi
you
wants
see
to
so
end the
much,
debate.
He wants to clearly finish it.
I think
And he has what's the third team you are going to play in the
Jordan, they go load themselves.
Unless they decide to leave him out of the team.
Jordan
they have to play Jordan.
Water baptism. By immersion.
But I hope they will keep him on the bench because they need to rest him.
No, he's not gonna play. He's not tired.
You know for the game.
No, I don't agree. I don't like what you guys. Jordan may pull a surprise.
Algeria give them
exactly. So going to Algeria, they've picked up Africa's 5th win at the World Cup.
Beautiful.
But then Senegal, they've lost their second straight game at the World Cup against Norway, a 3-2 loss, which means they have 0 points going into the final game. They could still make it through based on the best third place teams, but it's not looking good for the African champions. Maybe
are they even African champions?
No, not really. But
at this point,
Africa doesn't even know who are champions.
Actually, I think I'm a confusion with
Morocco or Senegal.
Well, they are resolving illegally at the Court of Appeal within the administrative football administration.
But Senegal could still qualify.
Yeah, they could still qualify
if they beat the other team.
If they beat the last team in their group, which is
I think Iraq.
Yes, they are playing Iraq. So
let's see how that goes.
Yes, we move on to the UK. Yesterday, we saw Keir Starmer step down as UK Prime Minister and the head of the Labour Party. Now, we know now that Andy Burnham is set to become the new Labour Party leader and also, in effect, British Prime Minister. But there's a conversation in the UK about whether it would be appropriate to let him go unopposed and whether he should face a contest, because they feel a contest might tell the people of the UK that we are actually...
So he came by election?
Yes.
And he's going to be Prime Minister straight?
No, it doesn't happen like that. So an MP resigned, has to give him the opportunity to contested and won. Now the issue is whether to become a leader automatically. Because if there's consensus in a democracy,
that he's the guy who can lead.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. It's another issue. And but of course, there are other people interested.
Wow.
There are other people interested in the slot, and if they.
So the debate is whether.
But also the issue is: do you want, in the current state of the Labour Party and all the votes you're losing, hemorrhaging, do you want to go into a contest that might
more confusion?
Yeah, create more confusion, or you want to do a united sort of in some way? But at the end of the day, I think the British people at some point must have a say on what direction to take.
All right.
So let me just end with some basketball news for people who follow. A big transfer or trade has happened in the basketball world. We've seen Giannis Antetokounmpo, who played for the Milwaukee Bucks. Yes, tall guy, was Greek but is of Nigerian descent. He's been MVP twice. One of the best players in the league. He's been moved from the Milwaukee Bucks to the Miami Heat in a really big trade for
Miami,
people who
like
are interested.
Remember there's a time they got
LeBron James,
Dwayne Wade
was already, and Chris Bosh.
I think they wanted to win one.
No, they won twice. Yes, 2 in a row.
They have a lot of money.
Yeah.
So every time they want to splash it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Miami Heat. All right.
So you have the frame for that kind of sport,
You see?
You.
Oh, basketball. No, I'm not. I'm very short. I'm definitely my height. Short. My height doesn't work for a basketball.
Comparatively,
Ghana, we are just short.
NBA,
standards, I'm not
without heels. If I stand back,
think about it. The best footballer in the world is 5'9" or something. So football being short is not a disadvantage. Basketball being short is a disadvantage.
Yeah, you need to be.
So my height is not. I'm not even average basketball height in the US.
Wow. That's serious.
Yeah, basketball. I think
you're very tall by Ghanaian standards.
6'5",
6'4", 6'5". Yes, they are very tall. So Ghanaians, we are very short. It's the sun and then the.
Okay, so in tech news, I'm going to tell you the story about a woman in the US called Irene Rogero Uges, whose daughter Rosella committed suicide, took her own life because of what she'd been saying on social media, according to her mother. Apparently, her daughter, 12-year-old daughter, was depressed for a while, and she turned to social media. So she started looking at depressing videos, and unfortunately, the algorithm kept pushing more and more of that content her way. Eventually, she couldn't take it anymore and took her own life, unfortunately. So she's going to court to let the social media platforms take responsibility for her death and the deaths of many others who have been driven to depression and that depression has been enabled by social media as well, and the algorithm which keeps pushing a lot of content that way. So we'll keep that updating you on that story and whether
I think that reinforces the point we're making that we need to ban social media access for under 16-year-olds. In fact, we can even take it to 17 or 18 because of the peculiar nature of our circumstances.
And we need parents to also be present in the lives of their children in the way they access these devices. So the state has a rule, but parents will have a rule.
Yes, that is so.
Okay, so that's all for Tech and Social Media.
Everybody follow not sa malaria. A 3D till no not now. Malaria chill. Popo. What do you do? I want the no not. A dabako. No not. A damian no. No not. A damian sa. No not. No not. Scatter malaria. Lonat, it is scatter malaria.
A quality product from Blaze GVS Pharma. Yenshishemu hu se malaria wa umujim ansana wanum Lonat. Na nami search na malaria no daso wa ko hu dokota.
This advert is FDA approved.
Keep out of reach of children and report all side effects of this medicine to your healthcare provider or to the FDA using the Med Safety app.
There are many reasons to connect, and it's all to put smiles on the faces of those you love.
Daddy, thanks for the tea cash, okay? I love you.
That's my daughter, Angela. Caring for my parents, that's my duty. I also get to pay my utility bills easily with Telecel Cash. And to the suppliers at my shop,
hello, sir. Telecel Cash payment received right on time. Thank you.
I get to make them smile because I can pay to my suppliers' merchant numbers, even on other networks directly. My dear ones, we keep the connection stronger when our family, friends, and business relations are happy. Live on cash, enjoy convenience, and make those who matter smile when you send them money with Telecel Cash.
Telecel, connecting energies.
With the recent increase in electricity tariffs and fuel prices, power, although unreliable, has become expensive, and owning a noisy generator becomes a headache rather than luxury. For an affordable and durable electricity solution, you need to go solar with Translight. Feel the independence, experience the comfort, and be productive. Translight Solar. Wherever there is sunlight, there is Translight. Think solar. Think Translight. Locate us at 98 Boundary Road, East Legon, in between ARS and the American House at the White House bus stop. Visit our website at translightsolar.com. Call us on 0504-249-229 or 0206-542-454 or reach us through email info@translightsolar.com.
Looking for a location that gives your business a competitive edge? Dawa Industrial Zone offers world-class facilities, direct access to major trade hubs, and a thriving business ecosystem. Whether you are setting up in the manufacturing, logistics, or services, our ready-to-use industrial spaces and supportive policies make expansion easy. Visit www.diz-ghana.com or call 055-20-40,000. Dawa Industrial Zone, where businesses thrive.
You can't tell what your baby will become or what his interest will be. You can provide your growing babies with yummy goodness. Yumvita is a delicious cereal for your baby. Oh yeah, older ones love it too. Yumvita is filled with yummy goodness for growing babies and is available in other yummy variants. Yumvita, a delicious way to grow. This advert is FDA approved.
Girl, did you see my last reel? People thought I used a camera crew.
Seriously? Which phone?
The Samsung Galaxy A17. It makes content I take cinematic with bright blur-free shots even at night.
Does it have AI? I'm tired of switching apps though.
That's the best part. Gemini, Circle to Search, Music Search, works across all your apps.
Wow! Why are you only now telling me this?
The Samsung Galaxy A17. Slim design, powerful AI, stunning camera. Built for the ones who live boldly. Get your Samsung Galaxy A07 or A17 under 3,000 Ghana cedis at any Samsung authorized dealer.
Hey, but my budget is 1,200.
Don't worry, we have the Samsung Galaxy A06 for you.
Your skin deserves the best care possible. Introducing Princess Premium Lotion, crafted with vitamin B3 for all your skin types. Choose from our 4 luxurious variants: Radiant Skin with cocoa butter and vitamin E, Skin Revitalization, enriched with aloe vera and vitamin E, Healthy Glow featuring lemon and vitamin E, plus SPF 15 sun protection, and Skin Rejuvenation with carrot oil and vitamin A. Take care of the future you with Princess Premium Lotion. Princess Premium Lotion is your perfect choice. Available now for your everyday skincare needs. The GC brand, it's all about you. This advert is FDA approved.
This football season, for only 100 Ghana cedis per, your mom will 4 pieces of chicken, 2 crispy tenders, large chips. Time of giving in starting. Grab yours today and enjoy the taste of football season with KFC, proud official meal partner of Ghana football. KFC Ghana is finger licking good.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Kofi Kinata giving us fame ahead of the game. Still on the central region, 18 lives lost after a day or two of rains. A number of them drowning. Some suffered from building collapses, tree falling on them. We'll be going to the region again to give you some updates on this. But with just a yearly premium of 159 cedis, 264 or 396 for yourself and each family member, you can get up to 16,125 to support funeral expenses and up to 322 daily hospital cash benefit. I'm talking about the IO annual cover. You can add up to 6 family members from 1 to 69 age or years to your policy. Sign up, it's quick and simple. Log into your Momo app, go to financial services, select insure, tap on IO and choose the package that suits you best. Or dial *928 *101#, select annual cover and sign in seconds. For inquiries, WhatsApp us on 059 691 8235. IO, because you care.
Now, the biggest tournament on earth is here. KidBet is bringing you the Ultimate World Cup 10K Challenge. Win your share of a massive $10,000 prize pool in the KidBet World Cup Challenge by placing winning multi-bets and climbing to the top of the leaderboard. Add 3 or more selections to your World Cup betting slip. The higher your winning odds, the faster you climb the leaderboard. So, leaderboard. So check your position in real time on the KidBet platform at kidbet.com.gh. Don't just debate the matches with your friends. Turn your expert predictions into cold hard cash today. KidBet Boss Challenge. Predict the world, win the glory. And people are winning big on 590 mobile just by dialing *959#, but others have not caught up with this yet. So here's what you do. The NLA has increased the play time of your favorite 590 mobile from Monday to Saturday. Noon rush starts at 8:30 p.m. It closes at 1:25 p.m. the next day, while the evening draw starts at 1:30 p.m. closes at exactly 7:55 p.m. Sunday Aseda remains the same. So catch all the 590 mobile evening live draws from Monday special to Sunday Aseda on GTV broadcast 8 p.m. to 8:15 p.m. at Dawinsum.
8:28. Emmanuel Kwesi Dawood is the Central Regional Director of the National Disaster Management Organization. Yesterday, he briefed the press, giving the cold hard numbers. 18 people died, many displaced. Mr. Dawood, thank you for joining us. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Avle.
So, this 18 deaths, is it from just the weekend's rain or it's over the month of June?
Yeah, from Friday up to Sunday.
Wow. And from the breakdown you gave, most of the people were killed by drowning.
Yes, drowning incidences. We had the drowning incidences in the Upper Dentra West, Upper Dentra East, Agona West, and Cape Coast too had a drowning case, but Cape Coast, the number of deaths, 5 of them was a result of the building collapse, and 1 by drowning. Umar Central, 1 by drowning, and 1 by building collapsed. Pantaman were 2 by building collapse and 1 by drowning. Before Timokwa, 1 by drowning, and Upper Dentra West. Upper Dentra West, Upper Dentra East. The drowning cases are more because of the issues of the Galamsey-induced environmental degradations over there, which exacerbated the flooding situations that we recorded over the weekend.
So these drownings would have occurred outside the home, right? As in the floodwaters would have taken them. Were they crossing rivers, or how did the drowning incidents occur? Generally, from what you've been told.
For the Cape Coast incident, I understand the victim was crossing the gutter in front of the ECG office, and he was swept away. And that of Uri, that of Upper Dentra East and West, they were also swept away as a result of trying to cross the floods.
So you've mentioned that Upper Dentra East and West, because of mining, that could have been the cause. But places like Abura, Asebuku, Amankese, and Cape Coast itself, are they known for flooding historically?
Yes, they are known, but what we witnessed over the weekend is unprecedented. We've not recorded these volumes of flood waters over the years. We've not recorded such volumes. And it is due to the increasing climate change activities, as well as the adverse human activities on our environment. We have most of the inflows being blocked by some citizens for their personal economic interests. They decide to embark on illegal reclamation of even mangroves, illegal reclamation of wetlands, illegal reclamation of flood-prone areas to put up structures. It blocks the free flow of water to the designated water receptacles. We also have people dumping serious refuse into such areas, blocking the outflows. For instance, at the University of Cape Coast, what we witnessed over the weekend has not been seen in recent years, about 10, 14 years have not been seen, because the drainage situation at the campus was engineered in such a way that it could carry runoff from all forms of all angles. But the drains, the storm water coming from the Norcans area, DVLA, SIC, through the Sedicom area will always discharge into the drains at UCC, always the GCD bank area. We have the flows from the new stadium area to Akotoche, also discharging towards the Sasakawa side, and as well as the overflow of the Kakum River will always find its way around Kwapro, Amamoma, Ayinsu, parts of the Sandwich, the lecture theater, and those areas. But then, just at Apewusika, where the outflow of the water is supposed to drain the Itri Lagoon through the sea at Elbina, we had this huge refuse dam over there blocking the outflow of the flow of water at Apewusika on UCC campus. University authorities have had several calls to engage the residents, but I think there's even a litigation at that particular site. UCC want to clean that portion. The chiefs and people over there is also preventing them. And the refuge, the plastic waste and all those things are blocking the outflow of the water. Thinking about what we witnessed over the weekend. This, the estuaries at the Itri Lagoon and Forson Lagoon, most of them have been blocked by some developers. So the flood water that normally flows through the Sangari area, Anochifi Hostel area, Flower Gate, Fair Hill Guest House, to the Forson Lagoon. They have all been blocked by developers. So the water will always, as you know, will always find its own level. So they have to also move straight, come and drain the outflow from the Norcans area towards UCC, which brought about an unimaginable situation that we have witnessed over from the Castle area, the Vakoho area, part of Sasakawa Road, the Senior Members Clubhouse, the Science Roundabout, the Shatawale Hostel. All those places were severely impacted. Most hostels at Cape Coast North, that is from UCC, and even Cape Coast Technical University, those around, say in Bonkus, in Nissan, they were all flooded. And so, it's something that we don't pray for it to occur.
You also reported that 58 buildings collapsed across the region. That is very serious. As in completely collapsed, 58 buildings.
As at the time we were briefing the press, it was 58. But just yesterday we had additional 2. We had additional 2, bringing the total to 60. Most of these structures are weak, and the structural weak buildings that we have designated for demolition over the years. We started some from last year, but then we have some landlords, landladies, some family heads always come to us to plead for more time so that they can find alternative accommodation whilst we can pull out such structures. And what we have realized is most of them don't intend to leave the structure. Meanwhile, these structures are death traps on its own. Some collapse on their own, resulting fatalities. Some also collapse and fall on other nearby buildings, also brings about casualties. So, to save lives and protect properties, we have issued our final evacuation order, giving them a fortnight. Within this grace period, they are free to evacuate. They will do the demolition at our own expense, together with the NMDAs. But after the 14 days grace period, any landlord, landlady, tenant, or occupier who still remains in the residential or commercial properties, will pull them down, all right, but then they'll have to pay for the cost of the demolition for failing to adhere to the final day notice. So the staggering figure, most of these buildings are buildings that were put up over 100 years ago. Have seen no maintenance, there has been several deterioration over the years, and most of them were made of swish or sand, as we call it. So looking at how long the building has been dead with no maintenance and all those things, and incessant floods here and there.
We also told there was landslides and mudslides and falling trees in some areas.
We had falling trees incidents at Winneba, which was handled by the fire service personnel for us, so there was no casualty there. Falling trees incident at Infantino Mankesim, where there was a casualty. Falling tree incidents in Cape Coast, there was a casualty. Landslides in Cape Coast, where some residents lost their lives as a result of the landslide. Most of the hilly areas, we have people embarking on illegal excavations. They will intentionally excavate parts of the hillsides to put up commercial facilities or residential facilities without the necessary engineering support, by way of having the necessary structures to make the excavated parts steadier. So they don't rely on any advice from AESL or the town and planting department or fiscal planning department. They just go about excavating these hillsides, posing the severe threats to residents uphill, and they've been those down there themselves. Issues at the around the Hillcrest school. We had a landslide there. Around the Count Your Blessings residents, towards the petrol runabout, we had a landslide case there. At Sejejano, there was a landslide case where we lost two precious lives. And other so issues of within the period, we dealt with floods, landslides, mudslides, falling trees, and then rainstorm, as well as the drowning cases that we have reported.
So, Mr. Dawood, if you put the numbers together, how many people have been displaced by the flooding? You said 18 people have died. Talking about displacement, how many people have been lost their homes or they can't find a place to sleep, if you check the numbers?
377 internally displaced as a result of the building collapses, subsequent demolitions that the Cape Coast Mayor and our Cape Coast Metro officers have carried out. 376 are internally displaced. But fortunately for us, about 90% of them are coping with their friends, family friends, relatives, church members. Some are in mosque and other things. With a few 10% being at the designated safe havens where we are managing them currently. So 377 internal displays, about 90% of them are coping with their friends, family, other extended relatives, church members here and there. The mosque and the imams are also supporting in that regard. Aside that, the floods recorded in the 13th district resulted in over 9,000 flood victims.
Wow.
That, we are currently appealing to corporate Ghana institutions, media houses, faith-based organizations like ADRA, Catholic Relief Services, Presbyterian Relief Services and Development, the Red Cross, and other philanthropists come to the aid of the NADMO so we can help these victims. We started by experiencing these disasters in severe form from May this year. NADMO Ghana, through our Transformational Director General, Major Retired Dr. Kuyon, has been able to supply us with the necessary relief items as and when the assessments are sent to headquarters. But with the current national situation where there's floods at Cape Coast, Central Virginia, floods at Samuel Boy, Wasekropon, Greater Western Region, there are floods in Greater Accra, our stores, stockpiles, contingency measures are depleted. So we are currently appealing to corporate Ghana to come to the aid of these victims. What we need now, food items such as bags of rice, maize, beans, cooking oil, canned fish, non-food items such as used clothing, bills of used clothing, mattresses, polymers, blankets, rubber basins, rubber caps, rubber plates, rubber buckets, roofing sheets, roofing nails, and some essential medical supplies, probably aqua taps for water purification, and the anti-malaria drug, the OTC type. And then we are also looking at educational support. Most of the victims in the Cape Coast North area are students who have had their hostels flooded. Their books and other stationeries have been destroyed by floodwaters or mud. So it's essential to get some forms of educational support for most of our victims recorded around Bonkus, Emisano, Sewin, Amoyao, Pro, Kwesipra, Amamoma, Ayunsu, Apewosika, and the other areas in the Cape Coast metropolis.
Wow.
So whoever wants to help us with any of this critical relief supply can send it to our headquarters in Accra. They will bring it to us. You can also bring it to the Central Regional Directorate. Our office, we share the same building with the Attorney General's Department, the Central Regional Coordinating Council. You can also send it to any of the metro municipal district directors that have had to deal with flood incidents over the weekend. And the victims will definitely be given the necessary as we are.
Thank you so much for talking to us, Mr. Emmanuel Kwesi Dawood, and keep up with the good work.
The caution is GMET has issued a warning that what we are expecting is even horrifying that what has happened. So there's torrential rains ahead of us. So we are using your powerful medium to plead with residents in low-lying areas, in flood-prone areas in the central region, to move to higher grounds for us, so that we can all help in saving lives and protecting properties. It will be in their interest to move to higher grounds than to remain at the flood-prone areas and the low-lying areas for the next wave of rainfall to come, for us to see what we do.
Yeah, Mr. Dawood, before you go,
yes, sir.
Can you tell us where these safe havens are? Because you said that there are some NADMO safe havens that you've identified. If you're asking people to move because of the rain, do they have names?
Every district, every sub-metro, every municipality, every metro, every community had a designated safe haven. Mostly it is schools and churches, community centers around the incident areas that we normally use for our safe havens, where internally displaced persons can lodge there for us to manage them temporarily until they are able to move to.
Okay, so don't you think your NADMO should be going to the low lying areas and actually telling people to physically moving them, because somebody may not even know whether where they live is at risk. So maybe you may have to do that work.
Yes, fortunately, ahead of the rainy season, with the directive from our Transformation Director General, we did a lot of public education activities at the low-lying areas everywhere in the region, together with our disaster volunteers and our honorable assembly members. Currently, too, we are still doing that on the grounds. Fortunately, the Information Service Department, who is also a critical member of the regional and district disaster management committees, they have been given the new mobile vans, and they are using to also help us in that regard as well.
Thank you for talking to us, Kwesi Dawood, who's the Central Regional NADMO chief. Very serious numbers: 60 building collapses, 389 people displaced, over 9,000 flood victims, 18 people dead, 13 districts affected, and it's all very grim this morning. And my knowledge of the central region isn't as good as yours, but I noticed you know a lot of the places he made reference to. And even UCC got flooded, which is something to be concerned about. What I know about the region is that Cape Coast has a lot of hills.
Undulating.
So you would expect if somebody builds in a waterway or if there's a challenge, it can lead to a mudslide. But 13 districts in the region, he said about 3 of them were victims of Galamsey, the Upper Dintra, Eastern, Western, I think Chifuati, Mukwa. But 13 is a lot of districts. It appears the situation is being worse than Accra.
It appears so. And I'm maybe, I don't know if I'm always not satisfied with the responses from city and regional authorities, but we tire from hearing them narrate the problem to us and make appeals. My expectation is that the city authorities, these 13 districts you talk about, right? They are empowered to enforce some of the sanitation laws there. How are we talking about a dump site near UCC?
Charlie.
I mean, how does that happen? And nothing happens. Nobody from the specific assembly there does anything about it. Galamsey continues to be a menace to this country, and now we are seeing some of the effects of Galamsey and also illegal logging, uncontrolled logging in some of these parts. For me, my expectation was that beyond an understanding of the situation and the appeal to the people, these are people who have lost their homes, their livelihoods, and so it's not adequate to ask them to relocate. I think that elsewhere you would have the disaster management and, Sky mentioned, the national security organize the people to safer places for the period of the rains and the storm and the flood. But all we're getting is appeals from those who, are tasked with managing these disasters. And I think city authorities, the RCC as well, the regional authorities have to be up and doing about
he said
this.
They spend some considerable amount of time talking to people about moving and that they've been doing that work. But if we've lost 18 people to a number of them to flooding. Clearly,
we've gone past
the message
talking.
may not have gotten down. Well, the other thing about a safe haven is you can have a classroom as a safe haven, but is it livable? If a family is supposed to move, a man and his wife with 4 kids, if they are going to a church or a school, how have we prepared the place to receive them? Right? It's not as simple as that. Of course, the safe haven is better than where you are, but it must be in a condition that will make it easy for you to live there. And so it's...
And it raises the question about the kind of preparation and planning, because we always act as if the rains took us by surprise, but we know the rainy season. We knew some of these places, and we read the history. The flooding is not new. We knew some of these places were going to flood ahead. The question is, what did we do in preparation?
The central region has really suffered. And Sky, let me just take your comment.
Clearly, and I think it takes us back to the point about the task force that the president, out of his own vision, set up to deal with these particular matters. If my memory of what exactly he mandated them to do is anything to go by, and serves me correctly, they were supposed to prepare us as a country to ensure that we did not get here. Now, unfortunately, we did not hear anything from them until we started speaking again. The president returned from outside the country, Belarus and the UK, and said that he was preparing, or he was asking that a presentation be made to him. Ideally, with all the experts we have, the professor who normally speaks, the distinguished professor who normally speaks to you. I mean, if this particular task force were actually doing what it was supposed to be doing, they would have engaged experts like that. So then we know how much rain we expected this year. We try and map out which areas will most likely be heavily affected, how much resources we do need to be able to deal with, preparing, desilting, moving people. Because look, Bernard, you and I got involved deeply in the Volta disaster, the flooding disaster. And we went to communities where the government at the time said that people were to go and live after their homes were submerged. We went into those places that people were practically living with, reptiles and all kinds of, deadly animals. You understand? The windows of some of the school buildings
didn't even have like nets or anything.
No mosquito nets, no safe drinking water and all of these things. So you hear government officials, I believe the officer who spoke to us had the best of intentions. But it is one thing making a call on people to move to higher grounds. It is another thing altogether putting the place in a livable condition, ensuring that safe drinking water is there, they have mosquito nets, they have food because they are moving from their homes. What was the NADMO, what was the task force, what was the government itself doing? These are critical questions that the state, the government would have to answer.
Yeah.
And that having been said, I don't think that it is late. We have seen the 18 people have died, and 18 too many. But what we have to insist on now is that the government must move into action. We must see that they are on their front foot, working hard, putting the structures in place, voting money to support this particular
because he's appealing for support, which is good, but I feel like this has to be taken more seriously. Sometimes when the media gives something prominence, it gets attention, but 18 people is a big number. Yes. The fact that they didn't die at the same place should not reduce the gravity of their number. 18 is serious. I haven't heard flooding kill that number of people since June 3, 2015.
Through drowning, that is serious.
A lot of them drowned. A few of them
buildings collapse on them. Bernard, you've said in the past that leadership must not waste crisis, and that crises are defining moments for leaders to rise up to the task. These are moments where the affected are vulnerable, and then those who are perpetrators also, probably those who have built on waterways, they probably would be able to move to other areas. But we need the government to then move into action and say, yes, we have missed the timing. We should have done a lot more to prepare the people. People have been winning sand over the period. They've been clearing mangroves over the period. And usually when you drive to the west side, you will see that along the road where there are hills, people have chopped off the bottom of the hill and either built fuel stations and others have built on top. You see that hazardous thing you have at the wager side all over to the western region where the hills are cleared. People are building on the cliffs of these hills and nothing has been done over the period. I read someone's post online that Cape Coast has flooded, and I actually see that the school issued a statement urging students to be safe. It mentioned the various places where the floods were hitting hard. But if you look at the landscape of the school, you can tell that some of the recent structures that have come up have been actually sunk in wetlands on the school's compound. The school has already been suffering encroachment over the period, but in terms of the planning and the execution of some of the new projects, it's becoming a concern that where some of the projects are cited, for example, is an issue. If you look at the two regions more broadly, like I was mentioning earlier, the Western region records more rainfall every year than any other region in the country. Over the areas. Yes, Axima in particular. You know, they call it double maxima, where in a year you have 2 rain cycles and they receive the heaviest rainfall. Now, over the period, you have seen most of the green areas cleared completely as a result of illegal logging, as Kakra mentioned, illegal sand winning in addition, and then Galamsey continuing. So if you are redirecting the water path, you are polluting the water, you are clearing the greenery, and you're actually winning the sand. That is recipe for disaster. And you have had also, in addition to this, buildings that have collapsed over the years. We're told that some of the buildings are more than 100 years old. 60
buildings collapsed.
All of them collapsing, and some
after
killing people.
60 buildings.
Yes. You know, elsewhere,
that's a lot.
Buildings have existed elsewhere for more than a century, but they have been maintained and preserved over the years.
To that many of them are of weak structures.
Exactly.
Well, unfortunately, the only thing we heard was that they've been earmarked for demolition.
Exactly.
The big question is when.
It brings you back to even Greater Accra. When the Interior Minister went to Aveno and said that, there are 16 structures that have been earmarked for demolition, we only saw Osu. We've not seen what has happened to the other 15. But I'm sure listeners who are listening to us in their neighborhoods, in addition to those 15 we are waiting for, can also point out to us other dangerously hanging structures that need to be taken down. The regional minister, and I believe because this is Greater Accra Regional Minister, her response to the floods we saw was that audits was going to be made of all structures, high-rise buildings. Was this only Accra? Was it a plan for the country? How far has even the one we said we're going to do in Accra come? We have a situation at hand. It is a crisis. To lose that number of people, property, and the number of people who are displaced is a call to action.
Can we have a law that bans building on hills? Because a lot of what we are seeing in the central region has to do with the location of buildings and these mudslides. Let me speak to our Western Regional correspondent as well. So as you heard Mr. Dawood say, apart from the central region, there's also been flooding in Samreboy and parts of the Western region. I think last week there was flooding in Takwa. Akwesi, thank you so much for joining us. Akwesi Ejenim is our bureau chief. We've just spoken to our central regional guy who's given us some serious numbers. What is the situation in the Western region like with flooding? How bad is the Samreboy flooding? And is there any other place in the region that got flooded after the weekend's rains?
Well, the situation in the Western region is also very bad. I mean, you mentioned Samreboy. What we are experiencing or seeing in Samreboy is in the same range as we saw in Akosombo when the Akosombo Lake Volta was actually open. And it is really causing a lot of devastation. In fact, it all happened on the 14th of this month, a Sunday, with a heavy rain within the catchment. But prior to that, it had been raining at the northern part, at the upstream of the river tunnel. And so the water got a bit higher, and then it overflowed its bank. So the whole community has actually been flooded, and after yesterday evening that I checked, it is not receding. It is rather, moving into new places that were not initially affected.
So is this a community within Summerboy town? How big is the place? How many houses do you estimate have been flooded by this overflowing of the banks?
When we spoke to the NABMO officer yesterday, the NABMO director for the Wasamensi West municipality, Mr. Vitkoku, he did mention that over 200 houses have actually been submerged in the river. And as of yesterday, the count of the number of houses that had actually collapsed was around 29 houses. And
29 houses had collapsed and 200 houses flooded.
Yes. And if you look at the whole Summerboy community, we have about 60 to 70% actually currently submerged. 60
to 70% of Summerboy community has been submerged.
Yes. And you listen to the deputy NABMO officer we spoke to. He is calling for the river tunnel to actually be dredged at the moment, because it seems the water keeps coming from upstream, and the more it comes, it gets into the community. So places that they actually initially found to be safe areas, that is, this is with churches and schools, that they found to be safe areas initially, are all now experiencing the flood, and so they have to now move them to other places. And so the situation over there is that bad. It's not just Summerboy. Close by is a municipal assembly capital. We are talking about Asankregwa. Asankregwa also experienced something close to what is happening there. Asankregwa in Summerboy. If you go to the northern part of that area, we have Kudah, Iman, and the rest. All those places also got flooded. And the common thing across these communities is that they are all mining areas. And when you talk about illegal mining, a lot of it is actually happening there. But even when you move out of these places, that are seeing heavy mining activities, and you come to even the Secretariat of the Metropolis, we also had our own share. Places like around the Kwanta Regional Hospital, a school called OITI was also flooded. And anytime it rains, the place gets flooded. Yesterday, on Sunday afternoon, we saw a landslide just around the secondary fishing harbor, just behind it. A hilly part of the port actually experienced landslide. And trees over there fell onto light poles, which also fell into a place that they had at their premise towards within, which triggered a serious explosion, and then we had a serious fire outbreak over there that destroyed some cars. Around the metropolis, anytime it rains, we see some, level of flooding, and that tells you that, we have issues with physical planning and also the issue of waste management, all contributing to what we are seeing in the region.
Let's come back to Summerboy before I do the Takrady proper. The 200 buildings that were flooded, I hope the people were able to leave before the flood waters came, and I hope there were no casualties, because if 200 buildings in a community have been overrun, I'm seeing some of the videos here, hopefully they left before the waters came, right?
Yeah, that is a good part of it. We didn't have anybody actually being caught up in the rain. They were all able to move out of this structure. And so from the count of the assessment of the NABMO, they haven't recorded any deaths. Except that there are speculations around town that some 2 people died. But the NABMO insists that those deaths were not as a result of the flood. And so from their records, at the moment we don't have any casualties. And they've done well, picking them in schools and providing for them. We've seen some donations still going in there from the MP, from Somerset, Plywood, a timber firm who is supporting them. They are also actually using their hospital to provide some kind of screening for those who have issues with health. And so we've seen some support, but I think they are still waiting for some, support from the national level that is where they are. And they are of the view that if you look at the river over the years of illegal mining, the river has been, sorted because of the activities of Galamsey. And so the flow of the water is being obstructed by the activities of these illegal mining.
So you can link the Wasa Amenfi West flooding to Galamsey. You can say it with authority.
That is exactly what everybody is saying. The Western Regional Minister who went there yesterday, 2 days ago, spoke vehemently about that. And he actually, although he was there to sympathize with people, could not help but to raise the issue of Galamsey. And he made a point that the people themselves have actually failed themselves, because over the years they saw some of these activities going on, but they didn't voice out. And that incremental, gradual activity of Galamsey is what has created a lot of silt in the river somewhere and then tunnel, which is affecting the flow of water. And so, generally, the NABMO has mentioned the issue of Galamsey. We've had the minister saying, and if you talk to ordinary people, they also admit that the issue of Galamsey is what has actually created that. And again, even the banks of the river, which is supposed to actually hold the water when it goes up, has also been eroded by these activities of Galamsey. And so it makes it easier for any heavy rain to overflow this bank, and then it immediately gets into the community.
Good. So I hope there's a relief effort ongoing for Samaraboy and community. You mentioned Samatex, the company. Do we know what the people need? Have they been moved to a new location? Can the buildings ever be recovered? Because the pictures and videos I've seen, it looks like the water, as you say, has not even left. So by the time they come back, would they even find their houses livable again? What's the outlook for that area?
The water hasn't actually left. What you see, the places that you see not having enough water are the initial, the places like 2-3 days ago. But as we speak, most of those places have actually been covered. But the point is that those that are still in water are very much still in the water, because they are telling me that it is not actually receding, it is really increasing rather. So more places are even getting water. And the more the longer these structures stay in the water, some are likely to give way. Some are likely to collapse. And the properties of these people who couldn't even carry their belongings along will still be in the water. So we are going to see a lot of issues with the need to support these people even beyond when the water actually goes away.
Let's come back to
couldn't carry
their properties.
Sorry?
Yeah, let's come back to second D. The Bosomtwi Sam Harbour. What happened there? Because we did see you sent some photos about some disaster at the harbour. Where is the Bosomtwi Sam Harbour? Is it the same as the Takrady Harbour? And what really happened there?
Yeah, Bosomtwi Sam Harbour is a fishing harbour, and it is just close to the Western Naval Command in second D, and it's just behind European town, which is next to Chicago, and on the far east is a community called English, and then on far west is the Western Naval Base or European town. And over there, it is the biggest of the fishing bases that we have in the region, and it is also managed by the Ghana Port and Harbours Authority. They have a supervisory role over there. It harbours canoes, small canoes, and the one they call inshore fishing vessels, which are very big, but not, to the side of the size of a bigger vessel. And over there, what happened was that on Sunday it rained the whole day, from morning, from dawn to night. And in the course of the rain, the back part of the port, which is a bit hilly, experienced landslide. And then when it did that, the trees on the slide fell on some electricity lines. And that when it fell, it got into contact with some fuel, because that very place also had barrels of premix fuel. That is that station where they do their distribution. And so it caught fire, And again, because it had rained, there was a lot of water down there, so that some of the fuel mixed with the water made it travel a little. So in the process, we saw a widespread of fire over there. But luckily, the canoes and the rest were a bit far from where the fire happened. It happened behind the port. And so what got affected was the back of the port offices. And then 2 vehicles were burned. And we also had locally manufactured trucks also getting burned. But yesterday, when the minister went there, he actually did call for the place for the GPHA to look at reinforcing that whole cross section of the back, which is silly, because it looks like any further rain, other parts of the threat will also slide. And people on the threat have also been asked to actually evacuate to prevent any incident in case it happens.
Wow, it means you are very busy this week, because beyond the Takrade and Sekendi area where you live, there's a Summer Boy issue. I'm also told Wase Kropong to have some issues. How are you even? Okay, has there been a regional overview? Because we spoke to Nadmo for Central, who gave us the regional overview: 18 deaths, 60 building collapse, 389 displaced. Is there a regional story yet? Has the regional minister made a comment about the general situation in the region?
No, we haven't had that, but then as you know, we all grew up knowing that Western region has the highest rainfall pattern. If you look at the Azim area, the Tapa area, it rains almost every day. Even during the dry season, you see rains when you're traveling around that. So it rains heavily over here. So it's several places. It's not just even Secondary. If you go to the Hampton West region, around the St. Mary Secondary School, the smallest rain, you see every place very much or more trouble, because the level of the water goes high. And so over here, for us, the biggest issue, the bigger issue is the issue of sanitation, making sure that we clean our gutters and sewages so that when it rains, we don't experience some of these things. Lucky for us, within the metropolis, just a week before last weekend, we had a massive sanitation exercise, which was actually participated by the local government minister. And so that, in its way, helped. The market circle, the sewage system over there is problematic. And it's also a construction site because of the abandonment of the Takrade market circle. And so when it rains, you see some, flood over there. And the good thing is that after some time, it all recedes. But Western region, we have a lot of pockets of floods going on over here, and we are yet to actually get a proper overview from the regional NADMO office or the regional minister as it sits.
Thank you for your report, Akwesi Ajay Enim, Western Regional Bureau Chief. Serious situation in Summerboy and other parts of the Wasa Menfi West area. He says the whole region has had its own share, even Takrade as well. Yeah. And we are still counting the cost. Luckily, casualties in the Western region, not as high as the Central. It appears Central region wasn't prepared for the rains. I think Western region knows about rains and they sort of know. Central region, this took them by surprise, which is why we had a lot of lost lives. So we re-echoing the call by Kwesi Dawood that they need support in the region, in whatever form it may take.
Bernard, you see, the sad part is that when the tides increase, when the tides lift, you would find that those around the coast will suffer tidal waves. And now that the rains are on to their places are flooding, their homes are flooding and totally being submerged. I'm watching some drone shots here, and all I can see literally are roofs of buildings and windows of same. And so it's an opportunity, in inverted commas, to seize the moment and decide, take very drastic decisions that we are not going to allow structures on waterways. We are not going to allow people to, wind sand and clear the logs and all, because in Summerboy in particular, you see that there are trees all over, but the rivers have indeed overflown their banks, as we heard Akwesi tell us, and the Galamsey has not helped. All right. The Galamsey has not helped. The PR is not working with the Galamsey. The rains are exposing the fight.
Time check is 9:12. Later this morning, we'll be taking you into our on-air series for the Citi Business Festival, and I will be having a conversation about fintechs, payments, and the cash-light economy. My guest is Abdul Razak Ali, who is the Chief Commercial and Operations Officer for Mobile Money Fintech Limited. That's coming up with the on-air series for Citi Business Festival, brought to you by Absa, MTN, Zonda Tech, and Petra. Later this week on Thursday, we have a big roundtable discussion on the state of the automotive industry in Ghana. So basically, we're looking at the state of the automotive assembly industry and its contribution to the Ghanaian economy. Speakers include Jeffrey Opompe Prasi of Volkswagen Ghana, Salem Kalmoni, MD of Japan Motors, Professor Ebo Texan of the University of Ghana, and Eugene Samote of the Ghana Jet Team. That's a discussion we're having on Thursday at 11 a.m. on Channel 1 Television as part of the Citi Business Festival. Meanwhile, in the world moving towards sustainability, SuperSem Cement is leading the way with their LC3 technology, an eco-friendly innovation making us Ghana's best choice. Choose SuperSem LC3 32.5R for plastering, mortar, screeding, and block laying. Use our heavy-duty SuperSem Superpower 42.5R for durable foundations, coastal works, and high-rise structural works. SuperSem Cement dries fast, is waterproof, and prevents moisture damage and powdery walls. Call 055-3060-517. SuperSem, build your dream. If you're looking for a fun way to stay active, connect with people, and have an exciting Saturday morning experience, then this is the event for you. On July 11 at exactly 5:30 a.m., it's a Saturday morning, we will gather at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium. Expect an energetic health walk, massive exhibition with great deals and discounts, and a chance to network with over 1,000 Ghanaians. Set your reminders and get ready for an unforgettable experience at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium, July 11, 5:30 a.m. Let's do this together. For further information, call 030-70-86-000. Omni Basic Health Walk, better health starts here. Omni Basic, not just another bank. Petra sees your whole journey, not just with your retirement. From building wealth to settling down, we have solutions for every turn. Investments to build your future, insurance to protect what matters, easy homes to unlock your own doors early. We don't just manage money, we understand your story. Join the Petra family today and let's do life together. Visit petraonline.com. Petra, achieve more. Your child is just more than just a school. At Penfield School RFI, we're building confident, capable learners for 16 years. We are co-ed and boarding school running from creche through senior high school. Our unique hybrid curriculum combines Ghana's GES, which is BC and WASI, with Cambridge, Checkpoint, IGCSE, and A-levels. Admissions for the 26-27 academic year is now open, but slots are limited. Give your child a foundation that's worth starting and a smooth transition to the world. Call or WhatsApp Penfield on 027-233-5359. Penfield School, more than a school, a launchpad. For years, you've trusted Sunny Gold Brown Sugar for its consistent quality and best packaging. Now take control of your sugar intake in a more convenient way with your trusted Sunny Gold brand. We have introduced Sunny Gold Brown Sugar sticks in 10 grams and 5 gram paper sachets. This is the perfect one for hotels, restaurants, schools, homes, or offices. You can also get it on the go for large gatherings like parties, funerals, and conferences. Sunny Gold Brown Sugar comes in cubes, bottles, and sachets. Available at a shop near you. Sunny Gold, a tradition of consistent quality. There are a number of text messages coming in, which you could read quickly for us.
Sure. Good morning, Bernard. The collapse of buildings in Cape Coast is not surprising. Cape Coast is an old town. People live in old buildings built more than 100 years ago, from John Lewis in Jessica and Kakra. The matter you talk, we always act as if the rain took us by surprise. We don't learn anything and when they are interviewed, they come and give rehearsed and scripted answers. Let's take a look at the answers these leaders gave whenever they are caught. The same things said over and over again, probably in different words. What have they practically done that we all can see and attest to? If you talk pet, we are not the specialists. Uncle Citro said that. Good morning, team.
Morning.
What is NADMO doing in this country after June 3, 2026? Flooding here in Accra, Boteman, Komla Dumont Street closed. Since then, no one comes here to see what happens. We need to be serious in this country. Good job, Citi FM. Divine said that from Boteman.
Bernard, when I hear about the flooding in Ghana, I'm just sad. Nobody listens to scientists when we warned Ghana about the consequences of illegal mining. Our sanitation practices are terrible and we build in waterways. We do not adhere to any planning. NCC should be resourced to educate people. As a country, we've lost our moral and environmental stewardship compass. These days, I'm just sad. My ecological grief is real. We are busy removing our vegetative cover and diverting rivers. What do we expect?
I like his phrase, an ecological grief. Just a quick addition, and our colleague, Mr. Jimmy Quest, was sharing with me that years back, I think when Indum was an MP, I think KEE, there were attempts to do some dredging, but consistently what people or what residents had done was to dump plastics and waste in drains, in all kinds of water bodies. And his opinion is that, everything is coming together at this point. Exactly. And that's why we are seeing the
Let's talk about fintechs and the cashlight economy on our on-air series for City Business Festival. Stay with us. Oh, before we do that,
this is the City Breakfast Show. Sorry. The city's biggest conversation.
What is the problem? You finally won the jersey.
I have won the jersey.
Yeah, but we can see
by intimidation. Wearing by intimidation.
Isn't it nice? Isn't it nice?
It is.
You're surprised you're happy with the way you look.
Hey, Mr. Avle, thank you. So I want to say a big thank you to the person who sent me this. When you guys left me out and got your yellow, a lovely listener felt for me and sent this through DJ Mingle and Abeku, and I've received it. I'm told today that his name is Ajenim. Yes, he's Ajenim, and that
you will send me other things.
Ajenim is a butcher boy, but Augusto boy shouldn't be worried. And he sent this. He's on social media. Relax.
He saw 4 big men here. He
saw the gap and he filled the gap. All the 4 men were wearing yellow, and he brought the lady a white one. Mr. Ajenim.
You alone, clap.
Exactly. I promise clapping.
This guy.
So let me finish.
Some Ajenim man. Is that waiting? Sending just our Kakra.
This matter before we even begin investigation.
The name is Ajenim on all social media platforms. His number is 020.
What number so count?
057.
How did his number?
He made this lovely.
How did you know your measurement?
Out of the
how did you know your measurement?
How did you know your measurement? He's very observant.
How did you know that the thing will fit?
He knows his trade. He can look at you and prescribe something. I'm very good.
You are grateful.
He added one for me as well. But mine is black, but I wanted to represent more. Tomorrow, it was because on the first day, I wore the UG outfit, and you mentioned it, and then Kakra too didn't. So Ajenim.
We are grateful.
You know this matter. No, we have to look inside well before we investigate.
No, the thing is
unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
Where do your hopes and dreams take flight? The money you've earned, the future shining bright. At Petra, we're not just here for your retirement plan. We are here for the life you've imagined and then some. From your child's education to your dream home's door, we'll help you achieve what you're striving for. Petra is here, steady and strong. Your wealth in safe hands, where it belongs. With investments that grow at rates that compete, we build your future with every heartbeat. That's Petra, your partner. Come joy or strife, guiding you toward the dreams that define your life. For your pensions, investments, loans, and more, visit our website at petraonline.com or call 0242 435037. Petra, achieve more.
Prayer invites God. Prayer is an invitation. And it's a divine summons that summonses God to step in the affairs of men.
Join the Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams and other powerful servants of God for this year's Global Prayer Week Summit 2026 at the Action Chapel International Prayer Cathedral, Spintex Road, Wednesday, 15th July from 5:30 p.m. Thursday, 16th July, morning service at 9 a.m. and evening service at 5:30 p.m. Then on Friday, 17th July, morning service at 9 a.m. and a mega all night from 10 p.m. Theme: Enforcing Victory. The Global Prayer Week Summit 2026 is a free event, but registration is required. Register online at bit.ly/GPWS 2026 or dial short code *426*29#. See you at this year's Global Prayer Week Summit 2026.
Doesn't matter what, prayer still works. Put your hands together, shout yes.
Eno, you know what our father left us when he died?
Debts?
He left us land, Eno. But Nanayo said the land is his. The court said, come back in 2031.
Hey, that's not an inheritance. That's a curse, brother.
Real Ejapade doesn't come with disputes. At Deftraco Woodlands, a 592-acre master planned gated city in Dawenya, your inheritance is waiting. Don't leave your children a court case. Leave them Deftraco Woodlands, the Ejapade they'll be proud of. Visit woodlands.devtracogroup.com. Call or WhatsApp us today on 0208-732-302.
Kofi, I think we need to call them.
Deftraco Woodlands, where your roots run deep.
Your health is your most valuable asset and it deserves expert attention. At the International Maritime Hospital, we believe health care should be personal, precise, and delivered with excellence. That's why we provide specialist-led care combining experienced doctors, advanced diagnostics, and a client-centered approach. From preventive care to specialist consultations and advanced treatment, every step is handled with precision and care. Our serene environment, modern facilities, and dedicated medical team ensure you receive the quality care you deserve every time. So whether it's for you or your family, choose care you can trust. Visit the International Maritime Hospital at Community 3, Tema, or call 0303-220-030 or 055-222290. International Maritime Hospital. We serve and we care.
Your attention, please. Flight C8 has been delayed.
Again. Madam, can you please point me to the water fountain? And please watch my back and phone whilst I'm gone. You can be a traveler with infinite worries.
Hello, Mr. Annan. Your lounge access is ready and your seat is warm.
Or you can be a traveler with infinite privileges.
Champagne, sir?
Original the drink. Choose EcoBank's infinite privileges with an EcoBank Visa Infinite card. Access airport lounges worldwide, fast-track services, best-in-class daily limits, and enjoy other exclusive travel and lifestyle benefits. Infinite privileges await. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
So welcome to our final week of the On-Air series for the Citi Business Festival. This is our fourth week actually, and we're focused on innovation, technology, and the future of work. Today we're discussing the Fintech revolution. Indeed, Fintech payments and the cashless economy transforming the way we live. My guest is a man who is very core to the operations of one of Ghana's most important companies. He'll be helping us appreciate where this transition is and how that's changing not just our work, but our life. Stay with us. So the Citi Business Festival is brought to you by 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 Television in partnership with Absa Bank and is proudly sponsored by MTN Petra Trust, and Zonda Tech Ghana Limited. So this episode, we're examining how fintechs and digital payments are changing the way we live and work. My guest is the Chief Commercial and Operations Officer, I say, of one of Ghana's most important companies, because 20 years ago, this company didn't even exist in the form in which it does. But right now, it's doing some amazing things. This is, of course, Mobile Money Fintech Limited. Abdul Razak Ali, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Do you take the accolade that you're one of Ghana's most important companies?
We think we are part of an ecosystem of important businesses in Ghana.
Usually, when I ask people, where is Ghana in the cashless journey, they say, no, it's not cashless, it's cash light. So let me ask the question the way industry people want me to ask it. How is Ghana progressing in its quest to be cash light?
Yeah, thank you, Bernard, for the question. I think Ghana is actually doing quite well in our journey when it comes to progressing into the cash light economy and cash light ecosystem. We started this journey for us. It's 16 years now, but again, Ghana through the banks had started the journey quite a while back. But we've made a lot of progress, right? Especially when it comes to inclusion, where we actually, if you look at the numbers, almost 80% of the population currently have access to account to some form of transaction digitally, which is quite good. We've also done quite well in terms of digitalizing the ecosystem, not just us as a company, but with the likes of GIFs, with the likes of all the payment services, PSPs that we have in the economy. Right? The Bank of Ghana also steering with some regulations to guide the way we are moving. But yes, Ghana, I would say, is currently a hybrid economy where we have very good portions of digital financial transactions, but we still have some ways to go. Right. I think currently in Africa, we are ranked, IFC did some analysis where Ghana is actually ranked number 3 in the world when it comes to transactions as a ratio of GDP that are digital. China is number 1, Kenya is number 2.
Oh, we are number 3 in the world?
In the world.
I thought Africa. Wow.
Yes.
So
yes,
China
yes,
number 1, Kenya number 2.
Yes. And then Ghana number 3. Now that says quite a lot, but there is still a lot of work to be done, right? Again, because we are at about 82% of digital transactions as a ratio to our GDP. However, again, our GDP is not also a full metric to measure cash light and cashless, right? So for us, we do surveys to understand, especially within the payment ecosystem, what is the ratio of cash versus digital payments, right? And it's quite good. It's quite healthy. It's growing. But we would say we are about a 50-60% cashless economy versus cash. Like if you look at digital payment versus cash. Yeah. So we are doing quite well. We are on the journey.
It seems to me our high ranking will be attributable more to the inclusion part, which is why you said GDP may not be the best. There may be other metrics to check.
Yes.
You know how when we're looking at debt in economics, we will say debt to taxes, debt to GDP, debt to whatever. So if you use other metrics, then there's still some work to be done, correct?
No, there are. Look, so for us, we will actually look at, the cash light economy from different aspects of the economy itself, right? You would look at payment as one part of the economy, but even under payment, you look at cross-border, where currently there's not a lot of, digital transactions, especially from the wallet side. From cross-border. You'd also look at lending. You would look at, B2B payments. You would look at even the SME, which is the foundation of the Ghanaian economy. And you would say, look, there are certain parts of the economy beyond just access that we are actually doing quite well, right? Even if you look at the utility side, Ghana is doing quite well with the ECG and what Haptel is doing on that side. And then if you look at Ghana Water as well. So we are making inroads, apart from just access, into actually digitalizing parts of the economy, but there is still ways to go, especially when it comes to rural, especially when it comes to certain demographics in terms of acceptance and understanding of digital payments beyond just transfers, beyond just store value, but also acceptance.
Interesting. The theme for this week is innovation, technology, and the future of work. All right. And we talk about Ghana's digital transformation journey. First question within that area: how critical is digital financial systems to our digital transformation journey? So I want you to deal with the finance part of digital transformation. And I'll come to the Momo side of digital finance, if you understand where my mind is. So let's deal with it. So we talk digital transformation of an economy. Is digital finance the most critical part of the digital transformation, or are there others?
I would say it's an integral part of it, right? It's there are various facets of digitalizing the economy, right? But it's I mean, finance by the nature of it, right? It's a big part of everything we do, right? The economy itself is based on the financial ecosystem that we have. So you know, it's hand in hand. But again, when we say finance, right, you know, it's also the rails, right? It's a technology that you create to be able to enable that finance aspect of it. It's also the regulation, right? It's having the right regulation. It's having the mindset, the education, right? So for people to understand the various concepts that is coming through. So, you know, it's all encompassing, right? You know, you can have one part and not have the other, and you will not have, you know, the cocktail that you need for everything to actually come into place.
But you certainly said mobile money has become the most important part of digital finance. That is without doubt, correct?
No, I would say we are one of it,
Okay.
right? I would say, yes, definitely a big part of it, but I would say we are one of it. I mean, I would say another big part of it would be gifts. Right. And the ability to make payment across different platforms, and what that has done to actually, you know, facilitate the enabling of the ecosystem. Another big part of it is the payment, service providers, right? Or the PSPs, right? They do a good job in customizing for specific industries, right? Where sometimes we would be, you know, looking at, you know, more of the masses. They can look at niche environments and actually customize the needs and technology for those niche environments. So and you can also talk about the people doing the scoring and bringing digital lending into that space, right? So yes, we serve as a platform for everybody to enable everybody. But I would say, you know, it's a whole ecosystem, and that ecosystem works together to actually drive the journey or the financial journey that we are on.
This is the Citi Business Festival. Our on-air series this week is focused on innovation, technology, and the future of work. Our focus today is on fintech payments and the cashless economy. My guest is Abdul Razak Ali, who is the Chief Commercial and Operations Officer for the company we now call MMF, Mobile Money Fintech. They've come a long way. We've been thinking of different names of calling them. We used to call them MMFSL. Now it's just MMF. All right. When we come back, we'll find out which sectors have been most transformed by digital finance and what other opportunities exist, particularly for small businesses, to use digital finance to change the way they work and also expand the scope of opportunities. Stay with us. Welcome back. This is the on-air series for the 2026 Citi Business Festival, brought to you by Citi FM and Channel 1 Television in partnership with Absa. Sponsors are MTN. We also have Petra, Trust, and Zonda Tech. My guest this morning is the Chief Commercial and Operations Officer of MMF. That's the name now. MMF is Abdul Razak Ali. And today we're just reflecting on how fintech, payments, and the cashless economy is changing business. Which industries or types of companies or sectors would you say have benefited most from this digital financial revolution?
Yeah, I mean, look, let me start by actually saying that at the heart of this whole evolution is really to transform the way people do business for the better, right? It's not just to transform for transformation's sake, but it's to make impact, right? So a lot of what you would see us do within the various sectors will touch on how we transform that business for the better of the people within that sector. I'll touch on let me just pick two sectors, right? The first one I'll pick is your SMEs, right? Your simple mom and pop shop across the corner, right? And a lot of them, you know, one of the biggest challenges was cash management.
Yes.
Right? And theft, right? Theft from you know, the attendants that usually are managing and the cashiers and all of that stuff. right? And they will tell you, right, that again, with digital finance, right, they can track every payment. They know the ins and outs, right? And we actually also have a solution, a till solution where actually your attendants will not have money to the cash that comes into the account, right? You have the access to the account. So we actually try to tailor make our solutions to serve these people. I would say, look, we have a lot of stories about how we've helped a lot of, these small, medium-sized enterprises to actually, be better at managing the deficiencies of cash and the challenges of cash. Another industry I would touch on would be, lending, and how we've actually been able to, through, having people have a digital financial footprint, have them have access to lending, right? Yeah. In the past where you needed to have like a big asset to be able to secure a loan, people would have, a lot of people gonna get loans, right? Because the banks didn't have anything to score them on. With digital finance and what we do at MMF, now that is there, right? The scoring and the accessibility to actually get funds. And you'd be surprised about how many people actually use these funds. Again, back to the SMEs to actually help with their businesses, more of an overdrive type of service to be able to actually, when they need cash, use it, turn their business around, pay back, and then move on. So yes, there's quite a lot.
I'll tell you something. So in the past, when I close from work and I'm going home, if I wanted to enter a shop to buy something, of course I would need cash, right? But these days, you can just enter a shop and you just have your phone.
Yeah.
And even if there's no money on your mobile money, you can still take money from your bank.
Exactly.
And my favorite part is when they ask me how I want to pay and I just say, well, let me give you my number. You just punch my number into the system. So all I need to do is to say yes.
Approve.
Because I don't even want to pay to your Momo. It's too difficult. So basically take my number, put it in the system, ask me a question.
Yeah.
Then I'll say, so you're right. But the challenge I feel is a lot of attendants still, for some reason, some prefer cash. For some strange reasons, like they don't want you to pay with Momo.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's because of the honesty issue or I don't know, whatever that is. Yeah. But let's come to the issue of opportunities, right? Mm-hmm. So yes, we have a good platform to work with. Which other sectors do you see getting transformed as this thing grows?
Yeah. So again, what I will touch on is, before I go into the new opportunities, right, there is still the existing, where we think we can, we are, but we are not fully there yet, right? An example would be even for inclusion on the wallet side, right? There's a big opportunity in the rural side, right? And part of it is driven by, we are technology based on having a telephone, right? And having, a SIM card, a phone, and then the network availability, right? And also, having the access to the Ghana card. Right now, if you go to the rural areas, the penetration of the telephone is quite low. The penetration of even Ghana card ID identification is quite low. So those are parts where, even from an access perspective,
there's still opportunity.
There is still a big opportunity there. And just to throw out some numbers, we have about 90% urban penetration on the wallet, while we are hovering around 50% in the rural areas. Right? So you can see there is a big opportunity to transform, the rural sector when it comes to how they perform their transactions, right? Apart from that, right, we can further deepen the cashless or the cash light ecosystem when it comes to payments, even within payment. As you mentioned, there are some people that are still a little bit skeptic about taking Momo, right? Most people do. But there are still some, nuggets of, and some of it, yes, there are concerns around fraud, and I know we will discuss that. But a lot of it is also, sometimes solving for the niche, I would say use case for some of these guys to come on board. And then there's the obvious, I know, the African Union has been talking a lot about the cross-border and African, free trade, sector. But that would be big, right? That, to be honest, would be big, not just in terms of digital payment, but even for the economy and the dependency on the dollar and stuff like that, right? So that has the big potential there, but also still lending, right? There is still a lot to be done with lending. There is still a lot, to be looked at from, virtual assets, right? Which again, Bank of Ghana is now looking into with the guidelines that they released, and then even the conversations around open banking, right? So it's a fast pace. There's still a lot coming, but again, the key to what we are trying to do, it goes back to it has to solve a customer pain point. It has to solve an industry problem. And so all of these are technologies, but it ultimately has to be used to solve a problem for adoption.
On the Africa point, I really see it transforming trade, because I think earlier in the week I spoke to a bank which had just launched the PAPs on their mobile app. And they were saying that, look, right now, if you have the app and you are in 21 African countries, you don't even need to send. Basically, if you're traveling to any country, if you have their app, you just need your phone. I thought that was wild, because in the past, we go to forex bureaus to look for currency. And his point is that, look, now when you are in Uganda or South Africa, you enter a shop, you want to pay, you pay with your CDs, and it translates into the rand. I feel like a lot of people may not be aware that this is so transformational, but for me, it's revolutionary.
No, it is. I mean, we are still at the tip of the iceberg, right? Of what we can do, to be honest, as a continent, with regards to, breaking barriers, trade barriers, with the new technology that's coming, right? And again, there's research out there about how we trade more with even Western countries than we do even with ourselves, right? So yes, I mean, look, the technology is actually there. Regulation is trying to catch up and is trying to, provide a framework for which we can actually transact safely, right? And that's what, to be honest, the industry is waiting for to be able to move.
Let's talk about fraud. I think this month, the Ghana Association of Banks has been advertising and asking people to be very careful. It seems that it's become a challenge, cyber or fraud and different kind of scams. So everybody seems to be getting involved. Just talk to me about how concerning it is and why it's important for people to be educated on the way it happens.
Yeah, look, I mean, we are in a business of trust, right? I mean, the financial sector is all about trust. If people lose trust in the sector, it collapses, right? And fraud or the cyber security, all of those elements is eroding or is the niggling thing around the trust element, right? Which is the foundation of what we are trying to do. So, I mean, the importance cannot be understated, right? And look, we mentioned GAB. I'm actually very happy when I heard about them doing the campaigns. I mean, you're aware of the last stakeholder forum that we had, where we tried to bring the industry together around the conversations around fraud and what we need to do. We think the more all of us talk about it and try to educate the people, the better. And you mentioned what the importance. I mean, look, we are on a digital journey, right? And because it's a new journey for a lot of Ghanaians, people don't necessarily understand the full scope of what it means, right? And how they can protect themselves. So as industry players, we have to take that onus to do that education, right? We are bringing the technology. We are taking the people on that journey of technology. So we have to. It's our responsibility, right? I mean, yes, ultimately the customer also has to learn. They have to listen and try to protect themselves, but we have to make sure the education and the knowledge is available for them to even learn. And that's it.
I'm sure that they profile you and they it's more like a psychological behavior type of thing where they will call you and stuff. So it looks like you, the leading company within the space, have to do a lot of work just educating people about how I think there's an expression they use. They call it, I forget, something to do with is it behavioral grooming or something? So I don't know what's the word they use for that. How fraudsters manage to succeed.
Yes.
Right.
The social engineering.
Thank you. That's the word. Social engineering. Explain what that means for listeners now, right? How do you ensure that you don't become a victim of social engineering?
So a lot of the time, the fraudsters play on, how do you call it? There's a few things they play on. One of them is urgency. Right. So a lot of the time people would call it like, it's urgent. Like, they play on certain parts of the human psyche, right? One of them is urgency. One of them is, the desire to make a quick buck, right? The desire to make something, like you want something. So they have different tricks that they play, based on, again, playing on the human nature, right? So a lot of the time that's what they'll do. And they'll play around that to try and get you to actually compromise yourself by sharing your PIN, by sharing an OTP, by doing something that gives them access to be able to actually defraud you. Now, what I would say is, and again, we have our Shine Your Eye campaigns that we've been running for 2-3 years now. It's now become a staple of what we do. There are also new typologies coming up, and we always, once there's a new typology, we usually will do a skit or we'll do something and we'll put it to the public, for people to be aware of. But what I would say is that, if something smells a little bit fishy, it's too good to be true.
Yeah.
Right. Always take a step back and question it. Right. Don't jump in because somebody's saying it's urgent. Somebody's saying you will lose out on an opportunity or not. For most of the time, the person is trying to actually, defraud you and get something, from you.
Final thoughts. How optimistic are you about this sector, the Fintech payment and cashlight sector? Where is it going?
Look, I'm in the space, so I can't help but be optimistic, right? But apart from just being in the space, I think, the sky is the limit, right? Honestly, right? If you look, again, as I mentioned, if you look at the new typologies that are coming in, even with what we can use AI for within that space, right? Not just for even revolutionizing, how we score and how people transact, but even how we protect people from the fraud perspective, right? Which will now solidify our foundation even more. If you look at virtual assets, stable coins, right? The conversations around, the CDBCs, right? There is so much, right? And also, there's also so much that we can do for the Ghanaian people, right? Just looking at how people transact and the flaws, or let's say the inefficiencies within the system, which can better improve, especially businesses and small-scale businesses, improve their profitability. There is just so much opportunity there.
Wow. We will be definitely part of the evolution. Thank you so much, Abdul Razak.
Thank you. Thank you, Bernard.
Who's the Chief Commercial and Operations Officer for MMF. We've been talking about fintech payments and the cashless economy, or the cashlight economy, under the week 4, Innovation, Tech, and the Future of Work. Don't forget, the Citi Business Festival is brought to you by 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 Television in partnership with Absa, sponsored by MTN, Zonda Tech, and Petra Trust. Stay with us.
Christian University SHS Career Mentorship Program for 2 weeks and walk away ready for university, career, and life. You will learn career planning, Microsoft Office Suite, CV writing, public speaking, AI and tech skills, and acquire a skill in journalism and media, graphic design, web design, or bead, soap, and wig making. Beyond learning, get ready for fun and entertainment activities. The rate is a cool 400 cedis with free accommodation on HCU campus. Call 0551 026 164 to register, or locate us at Amasaman behind the stadium. Heritage Christian University SHS Career Mentorship, building your future with confidence.
Looking for a burst of flavor in every sip? Discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. Enjoy the classic Piva Cola flavor, perfect fit anytime. How about a fruity adventure? Try our delightful Piva orange fruit drink packed with recognized citrus flavor. Craving something exotic? Our Piva cocktail fruit drink brings the tropics to you. For a sweet and juicy treat, grab our grapefruit drink, and don't miss out on the refreshing Piva tangerine fruit drink, bursting with tangerine flavor. Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, Piva Tangy. Grab yours today. Available now at your local store. Call us on 055 00 32231. Piva, a taste you love. This advert is FDA approved.
P for Piva.
Hey, Charlie, these days there are everywhere, and GCB Bank is on the alert to protect your money. So be vigilant. I should share my OTP with you. How can you tell me this story? Masa, one-time PIN will be group work, so don't share. They say share your PIN for them to help you. On no link, no click so free ATM help, say. My friend, look sharp. GCB Bank will never ask for your PIN, OTP, or Ghana card details. Don't fall victim. Think before you click or send anything. Azar Boys Day Street. So DG, call 0800 422 422 toll free or WhatsApp 0202 422 422 when in doubt. This fraud alert campaign, Azar, is brought to you by GCB Bank, your bank for life.
There comes a time in every young guy's life when something changes. The girls in your class, they're not as loud as you thought, and not as annoying either. Wow, their voices sound different now, almost nice, and somehow you actually enjoy spending time with them. You don't know when it happened, you don't know how, but suddenly you're always looking for an excuse to spend time with them. Luckily, some things make it easier.
Kweku, can I have some of your Manchi chocolate chips cookies? Hey, you!
Start the moments that matter with Manchi chocolate chip cookies and experience the unmistakable crunch of chocolatey joy.
Manchi! This advert is FDA approved.
Protect yourself from germs and bacteria with confidence. Cleanse hand soap effectively kills 99.9% of germs with every use. Perfect for all your hand washing moments throughout the day. Available in a variety of variants and delightful flavors. Choose Cleanse for yourself, your family, and friends. Make Cleanse your daily essential. The GC brand. It's all about you. This advert is FDA approved.
That's clean soap. Clean.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
The game for the song is Atigi go catch the ball. Yeah. The one will happen for the
next move we will shake and we will shake.
We shine, black stars. We shine, black stars. Light up the world tonight, Carigana.
Oh yeah, so sending all the support and love to the Black Stars. 5 minutes to the top of the hour.
The stars are rising.
Oh yeah. While we are still celebrating, we all know that silence. When your rent is due and you can't pick up the call. When the shop is empty and you're pretending it's fine. When salary finished 2 weeks ago and there is still a week to go. When your goods are stuck at the port and the clearing agent keeps calling. When your business idea is ready but the cash isn't. That silence has a name. It's money. Break the silence. Bills breaks the silence. Whether you need working capital, salary loan, emergency cash, or setup funding, your Ghana card is all you need. Bills microcredit today, 0596920833. Call Bills microcredit and break the silence, because bills go cheap. And Diamond Cement is saying that anytime you buy anything, it's got to be the very best. 42.5 hour grade is the highest quality on the Ghanaian market. We have the 32.5 hour grade as well. Great deal for your pocket. You deserve the very best, so make Diamond Cement your number one. We are in our Plauta in Bwepe, referring to our factories, but we are all over the country. 0244313368. Diamond Cement is still as hard as a diamond. And when you're looking for a best of flavor in every sip, please discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverage. Enjoy Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, and Piva Tangy. Grab yours today, 0550-032231. Piva Beverages, a taste you will love. Before I hear your scores, Kai and Samuel, you know when you often say that good health shouldn't be taken for granted. So whether it's for yourself or loved ones, visit the International Maritime Hospital at Tema Community 3 for quality specialist healthcare. They are a team of professionals committed to providing compassionate, patient-centered care in a welcoming environment. Call 053-519-7061. And finally, the Global Prayer Work Summit 2026 is happening. When men pray, heaven responds. And we are all praying for them. Yes.
One
Yeah, man. That be the Holy Spirit. Now join the Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams and other anointed servants of God at the Action Chapel International Prayer Cathedral, Spintex Road, from Wednesday 15th July to Friday 17th July. And Forson victory is the theme. It ties in perfectly with our
enforcing victory.
From the spiritual
because it's commanded in the mind. Men will enforce it here.
So don't forget, it's happening on Wednesday. The Wednesday service starts at 5:30 p.m. Thursday, 16th July, features a morning service at 9 a.m. and an evening service at 5:30 p.m. Then there is Friday, 17th July. Join the morning service at 9 a.m. followed by a powerful mega all-night at 10 p.m. This event is free, but registration is required. Simply dial *426*29# to register online. Don't miss GPWS Accra 2026. Come and enforce your victory through prayer. Prayer still works. Let's go. What's your prediction for tonight's game, man? 8 p.m. is happening live and live on Channel 1 television. Charlie, what's your prediction?
We are winning.
That's all.
We are winning.
That's the prediction.
We are winning. By thunder, by fire. Yes. We will win. Yes. Like Bob Bowman. Like Tilaman. Man. Me, the Julia. Me, Foroga Taji. So, oh, my own, the Jatomato. Yes. You man Africa to yes. Yes. You must say Didier Tomatic. You must say pointed this road on the right. My God. Stop from the mother. Stop from the mother. It is cross the border. Baba go block the shots. Stop the opposition.
reception. Opokuno go miss the ball.
Oh my goodness. So we are running around the flag. Victory for the Black Stars. It is what it is. Thank you so much for doing the listening. Richard Alaska. It says, good morning, please. Who is ringing our bell like that? Teacher comes Okay, so on that note, I hand you over to teacher. Simple as that. Yes. Antina, come and take your students. Richard Sky, Caleb Kudah, Samuel Attah-Mensah, Francisca, Kakra, Forson, Bernardino Kakra, We're signing up, handing you over to the school master on the note of Sky's powerful prayer. We are looking forward to the victory. So thank you for doing the listening. Keep your dial on 97.3 Citi FM. Relevant radio always.